one.
Good afternoon, sports fans, and Tiger basketball is on the air this afternoon from Jackson Hole as the Lander Valley Tigers will be taking on the Jackson Hole Broncs here in the beautiful valley of Jackson Hole, which was originally named after Davy Jackson. He was a trapper in this area, and back then they called valleys holes. And we've got a pretty good junior varsity ball game going on right now. It's Lander 50, Jackson 43 with 3 minutes to go. But with me here today, as usual, Josh Henninger. Good afternoon, Josh. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Ernie. Doing good. Enjoyed the
oops, wrong one.
Enjoyed the pleasant drive over to Jackson today. It wasn't all that bad. The pass was pretty good. Little snow covered, but overall not too shabby. As we're getting ready for the contest between the Jackson Hole Lady Broncs and the Lander Lady Tigers in a contest that I'm sure the Tigers are hoping to have a better performance than they did last week against the same team.
Well, I tell you what, the Jackson boys team, they've got a lot of talent on that team, and they have a lot of height. They really towered over the Lander players, and that's what made the difference in that first game a week ago that the Jackson Broncs won. In the girls game, the Lady Tigers had a very good game, a solid performance, 63-34. They beat the Jackson Hole Lady Broncs, but today we have two of the key players who are not going to be here today. Ryan Bell, a starter, is out with illness, as is her sister Darian Bell out with illness. And of course, Ryan Bell's one of the point guards that directed the offense. So I think that chore today will probably go to Talene Tendor.
Yeah, Talene Tendor is definitely the one that's been consistent for the Lady Tigers on the offensive side of the ball as well as the defensive side of the ball. She's the one that's been pressuring a lot on the full court press. She's also really active with her hands in getting steals, and then when it's time to dribble drive, she's usually the one that takes the ball down in the post and puts it up in, as well as an outside shot. She's one of those that as soon as she sees the first one go in, then she's usually pretty solid in her shots.
And it will be an interesting contest with those two players gone. Of course, without them in the last game, Ryan Bell scored 12 points. Darian Bell did not score, but was pretty good directing the floor attack for the Lander Tigers. We're down to 2 minutes to go in the junior varsity boys game. Lander leading by 10 points here. And I think it's probably time to have our first break of the afternoon, and we'll be right back from Jackson Hole High School right after this.
The team at Lander Dental provides a wide range of services, including preventive, cosmetic, restorative, and reconstructive dentistry in a caring, comfortable setting. Lander Dental Group, 799 South 2nd Street in Lander.
Hi, I'm Tom from Fremont Therapy Group, and we're going to be talking about running analysis. Running analysis has three components to it. Obviously, you look at the running part. That's kind of the gait pattern, looking at how well they strike the ground. The next part looks at how strong they are, their legs, also how flexible they are. There's certain muscles that become tight the more you run. And then the last part, it's looking at how well you move. So you're looking at ways to help you reduce your chance of injury. Come on in, you're gonna love it. We'll get you on the treadmill and start the process.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit wyotoday.com to download the WYO Today app now.
Back again at Jackson Hole High School, as Josh was mentioning, just a gorgeous drive over Togety Pass today. Saw lots of animals on the way, including bison and moose, and of course, quite a few elk in the National Elk Refuge. and some deer. We spotted some deer, too. Quite a lot of those around Dubois, as a matter of fact. But it's going to be a good game, a rematch, as Josh was mentioning. This was a home and home that was scheduled, and we'll hear about that in his interview with Coach Cyril Stauffenberg. We've got a lot of basketball going on today. Last night, Cheyenne East defeated Riverton 52-38. Bighorn down Shoshone 49-38. It was Jackson in a warm-up for this one on the road. They defeated Pinedale 82-51. At the Bighorn Basin Tournament in Thermopolis, Wind River over Burlington 82-52. Thermopolis beat Grable 67-51. Powell over Wind River 70-48. Grable beat Wyoming Indian on the boys' side 56-44. It was Powell over Burlington 81-51. And Thermopolis beat Wyoming Indian 82-51. At the Bighorn Basin Tournament in Warland, St. Stephen's defeated Lovell 60-57. Warland over Riverside 84-33. Rocky Mountain beat St. Stephen's 71-59. Lovell over Riverside 64-45. And it was Warland 71 and Rocky Mountain 32. In the Little Six tournament at Meeteetse defeated Roberts, Montana 61-26. Dubois crushed Midwest 75-13. Tensleep over Arvada Claremont 69-30. And Dubois beat Roberts, Montana 63-51. On the girls' side, Cheyenne East defeated Riverton last night 60-20, and Shoshone downed Bighorn 29-28. In the girls' side, in these Jackson Hole Lady Broncs lost to Pinedale 65-32. In the Bighorn Basin at Cowley, Rocky Mountain over Warland 35-30. Lovell beat St. Stephen's 66-22. Warland over Riverside 32-26. Rocky Mountain defeated St. Stephen's 62-22. And in the section of the tournament being played in Powell, Thermopolis over Grable 35-27. Wyoming Indian by 10 over Thermopolis 38-28. Burlington beat Wind River 74-38. Wyoming Indian won their second game of the day 40-24 over Grable, and Powell over Wind River 62-17. In the Little Six tournament at Meeteetse, Dubois defeated Midwest 35-31. Arvada Claremont over Fort Washakie 60-35. Roberts, Montana beat Dubois 48-29, and Midwest over Fort Washakie 68-30. And those were the girls' scores from that tournament. And we'll be back with more from Jackson Hole High School after we listen to this.
There are two ways to buy 4x4 gear, the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal in Riverton. The smart way to roll.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at Dubois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment.
All right, I'm here with Lady Tigers head coach Cyril Stauffenberg. First off, a lot of people have been asking me this week, what was the reasoning and or logistics of scheduling the home and home with Jackson?
You know, what it boiled down to is what we were forced into last year with COVID, because of course all the tournaments went away.
Right.
And so then when we were trying to reshuffle games, the teams that we needed to play didn't have the same dates open. So like you'll notice the week we play Riverton, we have 3 games that week.
Right.
Well, we were trying to move one of them up to this week, and then even the next week we play 3 games in a week. One of those, in theory, should be moved up. Now the nice thing, but we were right in the middle of a 2-year schedule, so then it was tough to adjust much, because then if Lyman moves a game, then they probably have to move a game with someone else. So it was just a kind of a leftover, I guess, hangover effect from COVID, the COVID schedule the year before. For lack of a better explanation. So then now next year going out, we'll be back into some tournaments after Christmas. So.
Sure. Now I know there was some spirited battles down in the paint. I know there was at least one technical thrown out with some elbows that were thrown. Do you think there's going to be any sort of bad blood or any of that continuing in this matchup?
I think they're both. We're an aggressive team. And they're aggressive. They were aggressive last year, and it's a whole different game for them. You have to remember they play a 4A schedule, so they get into the likes with Kelly Walsh and Thunder Basin and Natrona, and that's a different game too. And sometimes, I don't necessarily think that they're cheap. It's just aggressive, and then all of a sudden a bad one gets thrown, then it looks uglier than maybe to what it really was. So I would certainly hope not. I think both teams are out there trying to get better and improve. That's the reason we have them on the schedule. Is the 4A game against 4A Jackson at the end of the day isn't going to do anything for us for state except for get us ready for postseason. So I think we're fine.
Right, and going over with the tougher schedules, the 4A teams in the invitational tournaments, I would say, from my end anyway, that last game against Jackson was probably by far the best all-around game the girls have played so far. Have you seen the improvements coming through as we get to the end of the quote-unquote preseason?
Yeah, I think it's gone well. You look at our schedule, and we have played, 4A Central, 4A East, 4A Sheridan, 4A Jackson, 4A Jackson. We've sprinkled in a number 1 3A team in Douglas. It hasn't been the easiest schedule, and we're not too far removed. We'll play one game, and then we'll be right back playing 4A Riverton. So, I think we played the best we've played as an entire game last game. We shot the ball really well, but I think the other key thing was I think we played the best first quarter we've ever played.
Sure.
And that allows you to relax a little bit. I don't think you can plan on holding somebody to 2 all the time, but when you can shoot the ball well and defend well in the first quarter, it kind of sets the stage for the other 3, whereas other times we found ourselves battling. I thought we played pretty well Sheridan-wise early, but, some of the others we were battling from behind. Even against Wheatland, we scored 2 points the whole second quarter.
Right.
Our best overall game, but like I said, I think the key might have been it was our best first quarter.
And as we get to the last game before we get into the conference schedule, how is the team looking health-wise?
We're all back and healthy and eligible and all those kind of good things. So so it's always good to have the depth back. And I think that was another key for us is we didn't have any depth when we were down in Douglas. We were playing 6 kids some of the games, and we couldn't press down in Douglas because of that. And then I think the press is one of the biggest reasons for our quick start against Jackson. So and depth for a couple of reasons, not just fatigue, but if you pick up a couple fouls, you're not in a panic because you still have. Now you've got the 3 people you'd normally bring off the bench, and that's also a huge strength when you have some depth. So we're healthy, and all the kids are ready to roll.
All right, appreciate it, Coach. Thanks.
All right, thank you, Josh.
High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
I'm Bo Clark, coach of the University of Wyoming rodeo team, reminding you that putting on a seatbelt doesn't take 8 seconds and it can save your life.
Go folks, buckle up!
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. John Shade, your Lander Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why John Shade is a proud sponsor of Lander Tigers basketball on KFCW. For all of your investment needs, call John Shade at 335-7722 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
Back again at Jackson Hole High School. This gymnasium reminds me a lot of Wind River High School in Pavilion. They've got about 10 rows of bleachers on each side of the gym here. And of course, they have the music playing here that is ear-piercing. Boy, they play the music loud before games these years. But anyway, looking at last week's game, Talene Tendor had a good floor game in the contest. She fouled out of the game with 33 seconds to go, though, and she'll be the floor leader today with the two Bell sisters out of the game due to illness. High scorer last time was Whitney Hansen, scored in 15 points, and Demi Stauffenberg had 14, and Ryan Bell had 12, so we're going to be 12 points down this game. Megan Winfield had 13 in the last game, 1 point for Kira Friday. So on the Jackson Hole side of the ledger, they did not have anybody in double figures, but Rachel Norris, a sophomore, had 9 points for the Bronx. A senior, Caroline Forrest, had 8 points, and Carson Breeding had 6 points, and it went down from there. So we will see what the loss of Ryan Bell will mean for the Lander Valley Lady Tigers. I think, Josh, they've got a pretty deep bench, and things should be okay for the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, I think they'll do well. They might see a little bit more of an emphasis giving the ball to Demi Stauffenberg to try and set things up, even though she plays down in the post. They definitely look to her as kind of like the I don't know, I can't remember. Is she a senior this year? I think she's a junior, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to look at she is a senior. Okay, perfect. Yeah. They'll look to her for that senior leadership as well as set the offense up, because that was definitely what Ryan Bell did out in the guard position, or wing, I guess as they call it. But it may be one of those where you see a couple of the JV players step up and fill in, as well as just try to move the ball around, see if they can't get somebody else to dribble drive and get inside. I remember the last game, there's quite a few opportunities where that backside cut along the baseline was open, as long as they were looking for the person to give them the open pass.
The officials today are from the Bighorn Basin. I remember them from last year's Bighorn Basin shootout tournament, and they will be here officiating this girls' game this afternoon. Right after this game, we'll have the boys' contest, and we will be right back right after we listen to this.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more, is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
Ever wonder why so many babies are delivered at Hot Springs Health in Thermopolis? Could it be the exceptional prenatal care offered by our providers? Or our convenient family practice clinics located in Thermopolis, Worland, Basin, Shoshone, and Riverton? Maybe it's our new OB suites with large jetted tub, or maybe it's the place where you know you can find all of this and more.
Welcome back to Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Josh Hendry, Ernie over here as we get ready for the matchup between the Lander Lady Tigers and the Jackson Hole Lady Broncs. We'll go ahead and get started with your Sutherland starting lineups to wrap up our Bailey Tire pregame show. And we will start with the visiting Lander Lady Tigers. Starting at the wing will be number 3, junior Darian Bell. Starting down in the post will be number 10, senior Demi Stauffenberg. Also on the wing will be number 13, junior Layla Norse. And the third wing player will be senior number 15, Whitney Hansen. Playing down in the post next to Demi Stauffenberg will be junior number 23, Megan Winfield, who is the one I was talking about that was in that spirited battle down low with Gracie Hardiman in that contest between these two teams last weekend. And for the home Jackson Lady Broncs, we will have number 15, senior Rachel Noyce. And previously mentioned number 22, junior Gracie Hardiman will be down in the post. JC Chatham will be senior, 31. And Casey Carr, number 32, who is a sophomore. And one thing that we noticed with the starting lineups this time is there's a lot more seniors starting instead of the sophomores and juniors that they had in the previous contest. Our final starter will be the senior, number 43, Caroline Forras, as we look like, or Forrest. We'll go Forrest because that doesn't sound good when I put the emphasis as I did before. So Caroline Forras, as we will do it. We'll go ahead and take a quick break because they're doing the introductions and the national anthem. And we'll be back for the tip-off between the Lander Lady Tigers and the Jackson Lady Broncs right after this.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
Back again at Jackson Hole High School as the starting lineups that Josh just announced are being announced to the crowd here today. Not a bad crowd, and I have to say there's quite a few Lander Tiger fans here today. It was good to see all of them. Of course, we have some parents, grandparents, and folks, and they just about outnumber the Jackson Hole fans here today, so that's pretty good. You know, the Jackson Hole Broncs are coming out in white uniforms, and get this, folks, with white numbers trimmed with black piping. So we'll do our best to keep up with those numbers today. The Lander Tigers are dressed in their away green uniforms with black numbers and letters trimmed in white. Much easier to see the Lander numbers. You know, we haven't run across the game where you've had the same jersey color and the same numbers on the uniforms this year. Yeah.
Usually they frown against that kind of thing, but we will try our best to make sure get our numbers squared away.
Rachel Noyce going into the free throw circle for the Jackson Bronx, and in Demi Stauffenberg for the Lander Tigers here at Jackson Hole High School. And there's the tip, and it's going to go to the Bronx. Coming away with the basket, almost said football there, and that was Anna Ravel. Ravel back on top of the key now to Noyce. Noyce fires it around with it now, Ravel. Ravel back inside the middle. There it goes to Hardiman. Hardiman doesn't muscle her way in. Now it goes in the near side. There's a shot partially blocked by the Lander Tigers, picked up by Noyce. Noyce on top of the key to Chatham. Chatham now on the left wing, fires it over. There's a long shot from on top of the key off the glass, and 2 points. Anna Ravel gets that one for 2. And there's a steal right away and a blocking foul on the Tigers' Demi Stauffenberg after the steal. So not a very good start for the Lander Valley Tigers.
Yeah, it looks like even though it is the weekend, Banks open for the Jackson Lady Bronx as that three-pointer goes up and in for them off glass, and they get on the scoreboard first.
Okay, the Bronx have it on top of the circle now. There's a pass on the far side, and it goes over, to Casey Carr. Carr had a pretty good game against Lander last time. Tigers are taking it out. Stauffenberg comes in on the near side, and it goes to Norris. Norris, far side now, Winfield. Winfield in the corner loses the basketball. Second turnover by the Lady Tigers, as we're seeing a much more aggressive Jackson Hole team this week, Josh, than we were last week in a travel. Turnover by Jackson Hole.
Yeah, they are a little bit more aggressive. They're having more active hands on the defensive side of the ball. They've forced a couple turnovers, but then on the other hand, they've been committing a couple of unforced errors on themselves to give the Tigers the ball back.
Stauffenberg finally gets it in, whistle, and we have over and back. Yeah, that's the third turnover by the Lander Valley Tigers. You have to be wary of that center stripe when you're taking the ball out right there at the center line on the near side corner. Bounce pass goes over to Jackie Chatham. Chaffin back on the top of the key to Carr. Carr hands it off now. Back on top again. Chatham with it, drives in, puts a shot up, and good. And Chatham scores. And it's now 5-0 on our KFCW scoreboard. There's the ball knocked away, picked up by Hansen for the Tigers. Hansen on the far side gets it away. Now here's a dribble drive to the basket. Ball gets away, picked up by Stauffenberg. She's just outside the arc. There's a bounce pass underneath. Turnaround jump shot is too strong for Winfield. Rebound goes to Jackson Hole's Gracie Hardiman, a senior. Here's Carr to Forrest, Andre Forrest. There's a couple Forrests on the team. At the free throw line, dishes behind her to Chatham. Chatham underneath. Hardiman driving the baseline, bounces out. Whistle, and we have a foul on the floor, and that's going to go against Layla Norse. First foul on the Tigers, or second foul on the Tigers. Inbounds pass to Hardiman. Around the key it goes to Noyce. Back to Hardiman just outside the arc, almost in the right wing. Bounce pass in the corner, goes nowhere. Turnover, second one for the Jackson Hole Lady Bronx, putting on full court pressure. 5:11 to go here, first period, 5-0 Jackson on our KFCW scoreboard. There's the inbounds pass to Bell, long pass down court, and we have a foul on the floor against Jackson, against Bell. Personal foul is going to go against Caroline Forrest, her first team foul. Now checking in is Bailey Chamberlain. And coming out of the game is Audrey Forrest, who just had that foul. Tigers have the inbounds on the far side outside. Goes into Hansen. Hansen double teamed and fouled. And the personal goes against Casey Carr. And, the defense much more aggressive this time, Josh.
They are more aggressive, but they're not being disciplined. They're getting in there trying to get the steals, but they're getting too much contact on the inside. Tigers need to take advantage with the early foul trouble.
Here's Darian Bell for the Tigers. Bounce pass in the middle of the lane underneath to Winfield, who draws the foul. She'll go to the charity stripe to shoot 2. And the personal foul goes against Rachel Norris.
That's the right idea for the Tigers, getting it inside down on the low block. Stauffenberg was set up there. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to handle the pass. Lucky bounce for Winfield as it bounced off Stauffenberg's legs across the key right into her hand. She's able to draw the foul on the block attempt, and she makes both free throws. Tigers are on the board here with just under 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
It is 5-2 on our KFCW scoreboard and on our WYO Today YouTube scoreboard. If you're watching live, there's a pass that goes out of bounds. Not a very good pass, and Hardeman wasn't looking for it. It goes out. Third turnover against the Jackson Hole Lady Broncs.
And back-to-back turnovers for Hardeman.
And here we go. Inbounds pass is stolen away. That time Layla Norris wasn't even looking behind her. Well, it's kind of hard to look behind her, but she was dribbling a little bit lazily down the side.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, too, especially with that full court press. If you don't have that block or that pinch set up, somebody can come from behind you and knock that ball out pretty easily.
And that's just what happened. Fourth turnover for Lander. Carr with it, far side, has it knocked away, picked it up just underneath the timeline. On the near side to Chamberlain. And now to Chatham. Chatham dribbles around in the corner. Chamberlain underneath to Hardeman. Her shot is not good, but she draws the foul. She'll go to the line for 2. And the personal goes against Megan Winfield. Her first. And Lander has 3 team fouls now. Hardeman hasn't scored in the game yet. She's a senior. Shot is too weak. Hits the front of the iron and bounces away. 4:16 to go, almost halfway through the first period. And it's 5-2 Jackson over Lander Valley. There's the next shot. It's good.
And so far, so good. Both Hardeman and Winfield are minding their P's and Q's, as that was the key matchup down on the low block last weekend.
Stauffenberg for 3, not good. Rebounded by Norris for Lander, and it's knocked out of bounds by Hardeman. Lander will control it under the Jackson basket.
Good hustle play by Norris, able to box out, get the offensive rebound, give the Tigers a second opportunity to get some more points on the board.
Inbounds pass to Norris on the near side to Bell. The ball's knocked away from her, but she picks it up and is fouled. And that'll be Chamberlain with the foul. That'll be her first and the team's 4th. Lander will have it out right in front of the Jackson Hole bench. Coach Andrea Joyce standing up, watching the action from alongside the Jackson bench. Here's Winfield. She drives around the horn. Near side it goes to Norris. In the corner, Stauffenberg back to Norris. Setting up a play now to Winfield. Underneath the basket in the middle to Whitney Hansen, and she draws a foul right in the middle of the paint.
That's a good motion play there by the Tigers. They set everybody inside, then they pulled back out along the perimeter, helping to open the lane there for Hansen. That's exactly what happened. She's able to do a bounce pass into the paint to where she had an easy-looking shot from inside 10 feet, draws the contact. She'll go to the line for 2.
Okay, Whitney Hansen with that long ponytail. Dribbles the ball, spins it, now launches and hits.
So
nice effort that time by Hansen. Good mechanics there.
Yeah, and so far the only points for the Tigers have been from the charity stripe.
And the next one is not good. Rebound's going to go to Jackson in the backcourt. Picking it up and trying to bring it down is Carr. She's double teamed. It goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Jackson.
Ooh, I thought she touched it last. That was just a good weak side help there by. Oh, wrong side. There we go. Layla Norris came over and helping Hansen out as she saw that the person she was defending is having a hard time with the ball. That's just good pressure, good trap in the full court press.
Tigers now putting on full court pressure. Whistle, timeout. Andrea Joyce saw that wasn't going to work. Quickly called a timeout. 6-3, Jackson with the lead. 3:24 to go in period 1.
Is your resolution this year to be healthier? You may have made a commitment to improve your physical health, but don't forget about your financial health. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union is listed as one of the healthiest credit unions in the U.S., and we are the healthiest credit union in Wyoming, according to depositaccounts.com. Don't risk having your accounts anywhere else. Become a member today and accomplish your first resolution by becoming healthier. Financially speaking, that is. Federally insured by NCUA. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Well, the crowd picking up a little bit here this afternoon at Jackson. Just a beautiful day outside here in Jackson. And on the basketball floor, it's the Lady Broncs have it. They quickly move it down. With it is Breeding. Breeding brings it across to Chatham. Chatham to Chamberlain over on the far side. She'll bring it back on top, and around the key it goes to Chatham. She's holding the ball, now gets it to Hardiman in the middle, back to Chamberlain. On top of the key, Chatham, and we have a pushing foul against Lander.
Kickball.
Oh, a kickball. Thank you. So that's not a turnover, so Jackson has it out. Chatham takes it out into Hardiman, back to Chatham as they play catch back and forth. She moves now on the dribble drive, is blocked. In the middle it goes to Breeding. Breeding can't shoot. She's blocked out of the out of the lane there, but Hardiman picks up the pass and scores.
Yeah, Stauffenberg was able to get her hand in there. She almost had the steal, had to throw it out so she didn't step out of bounds. Unfortunately, Jackson was able to pick it off.
And it goes 8-3. There's a shot from the corner, not very good shot. Hansen gets the rebound for the Lander Valley Tigers. Now there's the dribble drive toward the basket. The layup is way off the mark. I think that one got tipped. And the ball's on the floor, and let's see, goes out of bounds, and it will be Jackson's ball. So the Broncs have it, leading 8-3, 2:14 to go. First period of play here in Jackson. Lady Broncs playing much better on their home floor than they did at Lander last Friday night. Here's Rachel Norris. Norris drives, then steps out of bounds. Fourth turnover by the Lady Broncs. Well, she had the right idea that time.
She had the right idea, but unfortunately those toes were leaked over outside the boundary in the black paint. And Coach Stauffenberg was talking about they had a good fourth quarter against this Jackson team last week. And so far, the Tigers are not having that same start. There's only 3 points on the board for them. Most of the way through this first quarter have been from the charity stripe.
And Stauffenberg to take it out now on the far outside corner. Looking for someone to throw it in. Very steep pressure. She's going to lose the ball on a 5-second turnover. They just couldn't get anybody free to throw it to.
And Jackson is playing really stiff, man-to-man, full-court press. Demi was trying to find someone to give it to. Unfortunately, there was nobody there. So they'll go ahead and turn it over to the Lady Broncs right under their court, their basket.
Okay, here's Chatham into Hardiman on top of the key to Breeding to Norris. Now to Chatham, back in the middle to Norris. Noyce, I'm sorry, not Norris. Noyce. Shots up, not good. Rebounded by the Lady Tigers, almost double teamed there. She gets it away to Bell, long pass down court. There's a nice three ball by Megan Winfield. Megan Winfield from the corner, she was open, she took it.
There we go, Tigers have their first offensive points on the board from a field goal instead of a free throw.
No, they now 8-6 is our score. There's Hardiman in the middle off the glass. Nice move by the senior, Gracie Hardiman. She just went through the paint that time and put it off the glass and in. Double teamed on the far side. Hitting the floor is, who is it, Norse, I'm sorry. Ball goes to Jackson on top of the key. Chatham has it. Stops, fires it on top of the key to Carr. Carr to Chamberlain, who drives inside. The ball is knocked away, picked up by the Tigers. Turnover number 5 for Jackson Hole. Long pass down court. Underneath over here to Bell for 3. And no, they're going to give her 2.
Yeah, she's just inside the line there, but that was good vision by Hanson. Cross-court pass over to Bell, who originally started the game with the mask on, then decided that wasn't quite going to work. She's ditched the mask, and now she's on the board.
10-8. Tigers have cut the lead down to 2. Here's Noyce on top of the arc. Gives it off to Chatham, to Hardiman. Hardiman underneath the basket has the ball knocked away. Picked it up by Hardiman. She lost the ball. On the near side, there's a shot by Chamberlain. No, Lander rebounds, and that's Winfield with the rebound. Outlet pass down to Norris. There's a 3-ball at the end by Bell that misses the mark. At the end of the first period of play, it's the Jackson Hole Lady Bronx 10 and the Lander Tigers 8.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Okay, back again where the timeout is just about over. Lander trailed early in this game, and they fought back, Josh, and only trailed by 2 as we start the second quarter.
Yeah, luckily for the Tigers there, for the majority of the first quarter, at least 6 minutes worth, the 3 points that they had came from the free throw line as they went 3 for 4 on those attempts. And then we got a big 3-pointer from the near side corner from Winfield, and then we had another 2 points put in by Bell, and that's how the Tigers got to the 8 points. Jackson has been stingent on their defense with the man-to-man pressure and the full court press. See if the Tigers can beat that here in the second part of the first half.
Hanson brings it into the forecourt after the inbounds play. In the middle it goes to Norris. Norris turn around underneath to Stauffenberg for 2 more. Nice play by Norris, who gave the ball, bounced it right through the lane into Stauffenberg.
Great pass along the backside as Stauffenberg saw the opening along the baseline, made the cut, easy score for 2.
There's a dribble drive and a shot that goes up by Andre Forrest, and timeout called that time by Andrea Joyce, the Jackson coach, as the Bronx were about to lose control. We'll be back after we listen to this with the score tied at 10. Well, during that last timeout, Rachel Noyce of the Jackson Hole Bronx had an ammonia cap that was broken, and she was sniffing. I don't know if she was having trouble breathing there or not, but she appears to be in fine shape now. Ball squirted out of bounds. Nice defense that time by the Tigers' Hanson.
The Tigers have been doing a good job. Mostly the Lady Bronx have had unforced errors, whereas on their defense, the Lady Bronx have forced turnovers against the Tigers. See if the Tigers can help take advantage of those mistakes.
Here's Hanson from 7 feet away. In the corner, it goes to Winfield for 3. No, not there. High for the rebound. Crawling the ladder that time was Carolyn Forrest. Bringing it down, Lander on half-court defense now. They've got into, and there's a steal, turnover by the Jackson Hole Bronx. Tigers coming down. Hanson on the far side outside. Over to Bell. Bell dribbles it across. Down in the corner it goes. Not a good shot opportunity. There's a better one that goes in, and that's Whitney Hansen.
And she's able to get the good roll on that basket. It looked like she was trying to put in the outside shot, saw it wasn't there. Quick decision, drove inside, put it in for the easier layup.
Lander's first lead of the basketball game, and there's a blocking foul down court, and that's going to go against Hansen, and that'll be her first personal foul. And that is the fourth team foul against the Lander Tigers. 6:24 to go here, first period of play. Lander with a 2-point lead, their first lead of the game. But Andre Forrest at the free throw line hits the number 1 shot, so it's a 1-point lead now. After the start of the game, there's only been 1 tie so far. And if she makes this will be the second tie of the game. And no, hits the front of the iron. Rebound goes to Winfield. Winfield brings it down quickly, stops, over to Stauffenberg for 3. It's too long. Hits the back of the iron, not good. Rebounded very nicely that time by Noyce, who fires it down court. Chatham on the right wing. Goes to Carr. Whistle. And another foul on the Tigers on a reach-in. Personal is going to go against Norris, and that's her second. And coming back into the game now is Demi Stauffenberg. Coming out of the game is Norris. Jackson with the ball in their forecourt. Carr moves it to the right wing. Hands it off. Comes back over the near side to Carr. In the middle it goes. Turnaround jump shot is blocked, but too much body on that one, and we've got a foul against the Tigers and another free throw opportunity for Jackson. So Winfield picks up her second personal foul. She was trying to defend the paint that time, Josh.
Yeah, and that'll be the last foul to give for the Lady Tigers, as the next one will give them 17 fouls and let Jackson go to the line for the bonus.
And we're tied again at 12. Or not again, we are tied at 12. Winfield comes out with the 2 personal fouls, and at the free throw line, Audrey Forrest. Next shot, this one bounces around and the gravity pulls it right through the nylon. So Jackson leads by 1, 13-12. Stauffenberg brings it down on top of the key to Norris. On the left wing now, there's Bell. Dribble drive to the basket, lays it up too strong. Rebounded by Jackson. That was a perfect drive by Norris. Just the ball was a little bit too strong on the backboard, and it went right over instead of in. So here's Carr. Gives it off to Ravel. Back on top to Carr. Around the near side, Caroline Forrest. She stops. Hands it off to Audrey Forrest. Audrey must be a sister. There's a wild shot that hits the side of the backboard, picked up by the Tigers. Hansen brings it down court for Lander. Stops over to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg in the lane, puts up a shot. It does not go. Knocked out of bounds by Jackson, and Lander will have the ball.
Both sides of the ball had contested shots. Good closeout defense by the Tigers on Forrest's shot, and then again on defense for Jackson Hole. Good contested shot on Stauffenberg as he tried to drive inside.
Stauffenberg into Norris. Norris on the left wing has the ball knocked away and out of bounds by Chamberlain. Chamberlain's a senior. Stauffenberg to take it out for the Lady Tigers. Bounce pass into Bell. Bell moves it across the key, far side outside. Underneath, there's a whistle, and we have a foul on the floor against Jackson, as being pushed that time was Hansen. And Lander will get the ball out of bounds.
I mentioned in the pregame that the baseline cut along the backside is going to be open. Tigers have seen that, and they've taken advantage of it 4 times so far in this contest. Unfortunately, 3 times out of the 4 they haven't been able to put it up and in, but still, you're never going to go against a good look from inside 10 feet.
whistle, and we have a foul against Jackson underneath the basket. It's going to go against, let's see, it's going to go against Norris. That's her second. Or Noyce, I should say. I beg your pardon, Noyce. Coming back into the game is Anna Ravel, and coming out of the game is J.C. Chatham. At the free throw line for the Tigers is Layla Norris.
Mom with the quick hands down there. Good job.
Yeah. Okay, shot's not good on the one and bonus. And the Tigers.
Forced turnover. Got a travel there as they got put in the full court press by number 13, Layla Norris, the junior for the Tigers, doing a good job against, that was Casey Carr, that she's able to force the turnover for the travel.
And the inbounds pass from Hanson goes to Ryan Bell. Bell on the far side outside. Drives in just inside the arc. Has the ball knocked away on an inside pass. And now we have a fight for the ball. Comes away to Whitney Hanson. Hanson back over to Norris now. Far side outside. Now over to Stauffenberg. Her shot is up off, not good. We have players on the floor, and it'll stay with Lander.
Yeah, that was a good no call there by the refs, as it was a Tiger defender, Kiara Friday, that was knocked down in the box out, which then made the Jackson Hole defender fall down. Good no call.
Hanson on the near side on the left wing off to Bell. Bell has the ball high above her head. Now across the key it goes to Norris. Back on the near side now. Friday has it. Back to Norris. Top of the key. Oh, bounce pass in the middle of the lane. Those are really dangerous, and that results in a turnover for the Tigers. That's one of my least favorite plays in basketball, is a bounce pass through the lane when there's 4 defenders there. Jackson intercepted it. 6th turnover by the Tigers. Underneath, Hardiman travels. Oh, they're going to call, travel.
Nope, travel, yeah. I wasn't sure if they were going to get her for the travel or the push by Kiara Friday. It could have gone either way.
Here we go. There's Bell. All alone is Friday. She lays it up and in for the Lander Tigers. First points of the game by Kiara Friday, and it goes 14-13 Lander.
Kiara Friday, the sophomore for the Lady Tigers, breaks the full court press. Her teammate sees her wide open in the paint. Easy bucket for 2.
And we've got a held ball in the lane. See, there was one of those bounce passes through the lane again. I just don't like that play.
There's just way too much traffic in there, way too many hands, too many legs. It ends up as a jump ball.
And the possession arrow goes to Jackson. Here we go. Hardiman has it now. Carr back on the near side. There's a shot up, not good. Hardiman with the rebound in the lane. Turnaround shot is up off, not good. Lander rebounds. Nice defensive boards by the Tigers. Long outlet pass to Stauffenberg. Her shot is blocked and almost stepping out of bounds. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Demi Stauffenberg. That'll be her second.
Yeah, I think that was a frustration foul. She didn't feel the Jackson Hole defender coming from behind. Easy block for her as she kind of put up a half-hearted shot. That's the one thing that is a fault with Demi Stauffenberg's shot motion, is it's a jump shot, but she doesn't get up in the air very much. It's kind of a flat shot, and if you have somebody come from the weak side from behind, it's an easy block opportunity for them.
Boy, there was a free throw by Chamberlain that missed everything there except the glass on the far corner.
Yeah, it looked like it was a lane violation. Her toes were over the free throw line.
Yeah, here we go. Norris on the give and go, and she gets the long outlet pass and makes it 2 points. Lander with their largest lead, and now here's another turnover, a steal by the Tigers. 2:11 to go and a travel. Oh no.
Called a foul.
They called, well, that's why she traveled. She got pushed.
Called the hack on Chamberlain on her arm as Demi Stauffenberg, a little frustrated after that block shot. She's the one that got the assist on the long long touchdown pass to Norris for the easy layup, and then she commits the steal and forces a turnover for the Tigers for those last 2 possessions. And with that made free throw, Tigers are up by 2 scores, 17-13, 2:09 left here in the first half.
Whitney Hanson at the free throw line, the Tiger senior, hits both of them. So she gets 2 free throws, and Lander goes up now by 5, 18-13. And quickly, Coach Andrea Joyce calls timeout for Jackson, and we'll take a timeout as well.
Former University of Wyoming quarterback Josh Allen is worthy of Wyoming.
23 plays into my first start here at the University of Wyoming. I dropped back, kind of went through a progression. I saw the middle of the field kind of open up. I decided to lower my shoulder. His helmet went straight into my collarbone here. We landed on the 20-yard line. At that moment, I knew something was really bad.
So Josh's collarbone was pretty bad. He had broken in multiple places, and it required hardware fixation with the plate in order to get it back together.
It was devastating news to me and my family, just knowing that, it could have ended 23 plays in.
We had no question whether we could perform the surgery here, given our wide range of varying subspecialties within orthopedics.
I would recommend Premier Bone and Joint Centers. The thing that made me feel really comfortable with them was they made it feel like your own family.
I think he'll have no problem performing in the NFL. His rehab and his recovery done very well, and I don't see any restrictions on him whatsoever.
They want the best for you, and they won't steer you wrong.
Let us show you why we're worthy of Wyoming.
2 minutes, 9 seconds remaining, first period. Landers come from behind to take an 18-13 lead here at Jackson Hole High School. Very nice facility. It's a relatively new high school, Josh. It is the architect who did this did a nice job. It's a very pleasant-looking building.
And the people who did the floor did a good job, too.
Yeah, they sure did. Okay, down court we have Chatham. Goes around the horn to Carr. Back in the middle now to Ravel. Her shot's partially blocked. Tigers take it out of the air. Here we go the other way. And trapped on the half part, and she gets away, and a timeout called by Coach Cyril Stauffenberg, and no one came back to help her there.
Yeah, it looked like Darian Bell was trying to get, that was right. No, that was Darian. Okay, I was right. She was trying to find an opening. She came back, looped back around, and then when she finally got an opening, it was when Coach Stauffenberg called timeout. One of those times that you can see that your player is struggling. They're about to hit the 10-second mark for the backcourt violation. She went ahead, made the safe play, called the timeout. They hadn't used any yet. I mean, you got to use them or you're going to lose them. So, I mean, it's a good save. Now the Tigers can reset, get a good offensive scheme as they're outscoring the Lady Broncs in this quarter 10-3 with just under 2 minutes left.
18-13 is the score. Lander will have it in the backcourt on the far side. Inbounds pass to Darian Bell. Darian moves it onto the right wing, halfway between the two lines. Now passes it near side. With it is Norris. Bounce pass back to Bell. Bell in the corner it goes. Stauffenberg passes it out on top to Friday. Friday at the free throw line back to Stauffenberg. She can't shoot there to Hansen. Hansen now dribbles it across the arc. Off to Darian Bell. Bell goes the other way. Whistle and a blocking foul, reach-in foul on Chamberlain. And that's going to be her third personal foul, I believe.
Yep. Ford's got her for 3. That'll be Jackson's 9th team foul. Both teams are in the bonus with 1:09 left here in the first half. Team fouls will reset at the beginning of the third quarter. And with that possession, I see absolutely nothing wrong with that. There is no shot clock in high school basketball, so you might as well work it around, keep possession of the ball until you can get a good open look and or get a foul to put you in line. That's exactly what the Lady Tigers did.
Darian Bell looking for her 4th point, and this one's a little strong. Rebounded, though, by Whitney Hansen for the Tigers. Good, smart move that time by Hansen as she beat her Jackson defender to the sideline. There's a dribble drive. Now she stops. Now she goes again. Long pass. I should say not a pass, but a shot. There's an intercepted pass by Jackson. Casey Carr brings it down. 19-13, Lander with the lead. Here's the pass on the near side to Carr in the middle to Hardiman. She gets her own rebound. She's still in the paint. She draws the foul.
You know, Hardiman goes in. You can tell the longer this game goes on with the missed shots and the mishandling of the ball, she's starting to get frustrated. Those 2 shot opportunities, she was forcing it up with 3 Tiger defenders right around her. something I think she would be able, if she was looking, she could find somebody open. First time didn't go up. Second time she's able to draw the foul. She is the one that was called for the clearing elbows technical that made her foul out of the game last weekend.
And she gets 1 of 2, the rebound and a travel on the rebound as Carr tried to get away. Layla Norris is the one who picked up that foul. She now has 3. So we have a reach-in foul, and now 4th personal foul on Chamberlain.
That's a lot of fouls here in the first half, as that only gives her 1 remaining before she fouls out of the contest. We're not even halfway through this contest yet.
Coach Andrea Norris looking to see what she's going to do, and Darian Bell back at the free throw line where she's 1 for 2. Now 1 for 3. And Chamberlain comes out with the 4 fouls. Next shot up by Bell is in and out, not good. And fight for the rebound, and it goes to Jackson Hole. They had the position on that time and get the foul. Now into the game is number 0 for the Jackson Hole Lady Bronx, and that's Courtney Noyce. Courtney Noyce, ball squirts out of bounds, turnover, Jackson Hole, their 11th.
Tigers have the opportunity, have the last possession of the half. 10, just under 11 seconds left. Plenty of time to take this ball down the court and get a good shot. See if they can't get a final score here before the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, Megan Winfield comes back in, and she's a good long-distance shooter. Here's the inbounds pass to Whitney. Whitney Hansen down to Stauffenberg with 6 seconds to go. She drives all the way down, turns around, puts up a shot that's blocked. She gets her own rebound. It's blocked again, and that's the end of the half. And the score at halftime, Lander 19 and Jackson Hole Lady Bronx 14. We'll be back with a scoring recap and a review of the first half after this.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Ballard, Dr. Hinkle, and Dr. Frazier offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
Why should you choose Lander Medical Clinic or Western Family Care for your health care? In addition to 4 locations in Fremont County, they also provide telehealth. Telehealth can be your go-to answer when you're out of town, on the road, or just can't get to urgent care. All you need is a good internet connection. To schedule a telehealth appointment, call 332-3941 today. That's 332-3941. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. With telehealth, they're putting your health first every time.
During winter storms, it doesn't take long for roads to turn slick. Snowfall is often accompanied by high winds, and blowing and drifting snow can make it difficult to see the road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be ready to reduce speed and increase following distance. Crashes are twice as likely to happen when it's slick out, and it's usually because someone is driving too fast for conditions. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. This message is brought to you by WYDOT.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
Hi, this is Terry Banker. I'm minister at New Hope Christian Church in Lander, Wyoming. We want to support the kids of this area academically, athletically, and spiritually. Our address is 630 Mount Hope Drive. Come to Sunday school at 9:30 and our worship service at 10:45.
The team at Lander Dental provides a wide range of services, including preventive, cosmetic, restorative, and reconstructive dentistry in a caring, comfortable setting. Lander Dental Group, 799 South 2nd Street in Lander.
Hi, I'm Tom from Fremont Therapy Group, and we're going to be talking about running analysis. Running analysis has 3 components to it. Obviously, you look at the running part. That's kind of the gait pattern, looking at how well they strike the ground. The next part looks at how strong they are, their legs, also how flexible they are. There's certain muscles that become tight the more you run. And then the last part, it's looking at how well you move. So you're looking at ways to help you reduce your chance of injury. Come on in, you're gonna love it. We'll get you on the treadmill and start the process.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit wyotoday.com to download the WYO Today app now.
Halftime here at Jackson Hole High School. Lander Valley Lady Tigers with a 19-14 lead over the homestanding Lady Broncs. Looking at the Tigers scoring here in the first half of play, 2 Tigers tied with 5 points each. That's Whitney Hansen and Megan Winfield. Hansen has 1 field goal, 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Winfield has a 3-ball and 2 for 2 from the line for her 5 points. Darian Bell has 1 basket. She's 1 for 4 from the free throw line for 3 points. Demi Stauffenberg has 1 field goal for 2. Layla Norse has a field goal, 0 for 1 from the line for 2. And Kiera Friday has a basket for 2 points. Lady Tigers were 6 of 11 from the free throw line. They had 1 tray, and they committed 6 turnovers in the first half. Leading scoring, and there's only 4 players in the scorebook for Jackson Hole. Gracie Hardiman, the senior, has 6. She has 2 field goals, 2 for 4 from the free throw line. 4 points by Anna Ravel. She has 1 tray and 1 for 2 from the free throw line. And then 2 points each for Audrey Forrest on 2 for 2 from the line, and a basket for J.C. Chatham for the 2 points. Jackson Hole is 5 of 9 from the free throw line. They have 1 tray in the game, and they've had 11 turnovers. Lander trailed at the end of the first period of play 10-8, but the Tigers, Josh, outscored the Broncs 11-4 in that second period, and now have that 5-point lead, 19-14, on our WyoToday.com halftime scoreboard.
Yeah, Tigers made good adjustments on the offense and defensive side of the ball. I mentioned in the pregame that Jackson defenders sometimes leave the baseline open for that backside cut. As long as they're looking for it, that'll give you open shots on the inside. That's exactly what happened. And on defense, the Tigers did a good job. They were a little bit lax on their pressure in the first quarter. I noticed they were dropping back a little bit, trying to prevent the dribble drives, whereas in the second quarter, they were right up on them. I don't know if they switched from a zone to a man defense or what was going on there, but they did a good defensive switch, gave more pressure, kept them pushed in, kept the shooters close, good closeouts, and did a good job of preventing the Jackson Hole Lady Broncs from scoring. They had a slow first quarter, they're still able to keep it close in one possession game. Second quarter they took off and they outscored them by a ton, scoring double digits and keeping Jackson just 2 baskets.
And we'll be back with the second half of this girls action between Class 4A Jackson and Class 3A Lander after this.
There are 2 ways to buy 4x4 gear, the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal in Riverton. The smart way to roll.
Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment. High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Well, we're just about ready to get the second half of basketball underway here in this girls game between Class 4A Jackson and Class 3A Lander. Lander won the last game 63-34 last Friday night in Lander, and Jackson today, Josh, playing a whole lot better on their home floor.
Yeah, they definitely started off the first quarter a lot better than they did last week. Tigers responded with an excellent second quarter to be able to take the lead and extend it there towards the latter parts of the second quarter. See if they can continue that defensive pressure, holding the Jackson to single digits in scoring at the end of the first half. See if they continue the same as they try to close out this contest for back-to-back wins against the Lady Broncs.
Darian Bell to take the basketball out for the Lady Tigers. Inbounds pass to Stauffenberg down underneath to Norris. Norris back to Stauffenberg, drives the lane. Norris falls on the floor. Whistle, and we have a foul on the floor, I believe, against Jackson. And it was against
Hardeman called for the foul.
Hardeman.
Oh, Hardeman. Boy, that was a fast call by the official. He put that up really fast. Inbounds pass, Stauffenberg for 3, and she nails it. Demi Stauffenberg, her first tray of the game, and it's 22-14. They left her open underneath on the corner, didn't they?
Yeah, they left her open far side, and they should know better than that. She's one of those streaky shooters. It might take her a little bit to warm up, but as soon as she sees it, goes through the cylinder, she knows she can make it pretty much anywhere.
And Megan Winfield picks up that foul on Hardeman off the rebound of the missed shot by Jackson, and that will be the third foul on Winfield, and she's now in a little bit of foul trouble. Inbounds pass comes in quickly to Rachel Noyce on top of the key now and around the horn on the near side to Carr dribbling the ball. No, that's not Carr. That's Forrest. Andre Forrest. There's a steal by Henson. Layup, no, and she's hammered after she goes up for the foul, or the basket, and she is fouled.
Great active hands on the weak side defense coming from behind. Pokes it free, has the breakout opportunity, fast break, puts up the contested layup. There's a good closeout and recovery for the Jackson Lady Broncs on defense, and she'll go to the line for 2.
First shot, in and out. No, it kind of rimmed around and shot off the right side of the rim. Score stays 22-14, 8-point lead, largest of the game by Lander. And the second one goes right through the nylon. And it's 23-14, 9-point lead by the Lady Tigers, showing some pressure here as Jackson brings the ball. Now they retreat to a half-court defense. And there's a ball thrown up in the air by Forrest, Audrey Forrest. And a foul on Lander underneath the basket on Bell. Darian Bell's first personal foul. And Audrey at the line. She has 2 points in the game, both on free throws, so she's not one you want to foul, I guess. Well, there, that one goes off the back, off to the right side, no good.
See, you talk about it, and then it breaks.
That's right. So here's the second free throw coming up now by Audrey Noyce. This one is not good. There was a violation in the lane, so she's 0 for 2. And the Tigers facing that full court pressure again. Taking it out is Whitney Hansen. Hansen, long pass down court is intercepted by Hardiman. Turnover Lander. Down court, there's underneath the basket to Noyce for 2. Her first 2 points of the game, and it's 23-17 or 16. 7-point lead. Tigers quickly come down the floor this time, not allowing Jackson to put that pressure together. Man-for-man defense here by Jackson. Norris almost lost it there. The off in the corner goes to Bell. Dribble drive to the basket. No, she's blocked on the baseline. Underneath it goes to Whitney Hansen. She stops in the lane, puts up the shot off the glass and in.
That was just a good recovery there by Hansen. She tried to turn around, was knocked off balance a little bit. Realized that she hadn't dribbled the ball yet, recovered, took that extra dribble, pivoted, found an open opportunity, puts it up and in for 2.
Back up to 9. Jackson going here from right to left on their home floor at Jackson Hole High School. There's Audrey. Audrey Forrest gives it off to Carr. Around the horn. Now Audrey has it again. In the middle of the lane to Noyce. Back over to Audrey. She puts up a little shot to try to hit basket underneath, and she does. She hits Noyce. Well, that was a nice throw. I almost thought she was trying to hit a basket that time, but she got it underneath to Noyce, who laid it up and in. Underneath the basket, there's Hansen. She can't shoot in the lane, dribbles it out. Almost lost it there in the corner. With it is Norris. Her shot off the glass is not good. We have a collision underneath the basket, and rebounding it is Noyce. And she was almost double teamed there. And there's a long pass down court, intercepted by Hansen. Nice defense in the middle of the lane to Norris for 2.
Whitney Hansen doing it all for the Tigers so far in the second half. Great scores, great defense. She took advantage of the Lady Bronc player not paying attention on that outlet pass to try and beat the backcourt violation. Then she has the open lane, gives it to her teammate for the easy shot from 10 feet. Tigers push that lead to 9, 27-18, 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
And there's a foul on Darian Bell, and I don't know if you heard the big stomp on the floor. Lander bench wasn't happy with that foul, but it goes to Jackson. Norris with her second personal foul. Here's Jackson. Hardiman in the middle to Noyce. Her shot is blocked. Taken away from her, and it'll go to the Lander Tigers. And we've got a foul called on Jackson. That's on Noyce, her third.
That's just good defense there. Good defensive double team down on the low block. They're feeding it down inside to Noyce. About 3 possessions in a row. Stauffenberg and Winfield team up for the block.
There's the inbounds pass. Lander trying to break the press. Hansen has it, crosses the timeline now. Back in the forecourt, far side outside on the left wing. Dribbles all the way in the corner, now out on top to Friday. Friday back on the near side to Winfield. Winfield outside the arc, bouncing the ball. Moves into the right side, now back over. There's a shot. Oh, nothing but net for Kira Friday. She now has 4 points in the game. And we have a timeout on the court as it goes 29-18, 11 points, largest lead of the game.
I'm Bo Clark, coach of the University of Wyoming rodeo team. reminding you that putting on a seatbelt doesn't take 8 seconds and it can save your life.
Go Pokes, buckle up.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. John Shade, your Lander Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why John Shade is a proud sponsor of Lander Tigers basketball on KFCW. For all of your investment needs, call John Shade at 335-7722 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
29-18, Lander Valley with the lead on our WyoToday.com scoreboard. 4:14 to go here. We're halfway through the third period of play. Jackson has it, looking at some full court pressure by Lander, and Lander kind of eases off. Jackson brings it into the forecourt. There it goes to Chatham. Chatham on the left wing. Now on top of the key, wanting to shoot was Audrey Forrest. Ball taken away, another turnover for Lander. Here's the race. Winfield has it in the lane, puts up a shot and good.
Dang.
Megan Winfield, how about that, Josh?
Megan Winfield, coast to coast, bobbing and weaving, finding an opening right there in the lane underneath the charity stripe, puts it up and in for 2 as she gets on the board. I believe she has 7 points now.
Whitney Hansen gets the foul on the block as Jackson brings the ball, or brought the ball down court. Chatham has it now across the timeline. Looks to the right-hand side, moves, dribbles behind her back to the far side. In the middle, there's a shot by Hardeman off the glass and in. And she's the leading scorer now with 8 points for Jackson.
Yeah, it's just a quick little scoop shot there. Turnover by the Tigers.
Audrey lays it up, misses it. Rebound by the Tigers. It taken away and knocked out of bounds by Jackson. Casey Carr there. Tigers have got to be a little more focused on holding on to that ball.
And it looks like the leading scorers for the game so far are Hardeman for Jackson with 8 points and Hansen for Lander with 8 points. There's a foul on the long touchdown pass against Jackson, so that will be far side out of bounds for the Tigers. 3:15 in the third quarter. Tigers lead 31-20.
Ravel with that foul. There's the inbounds pass to Hansen. Far side outside. Hansen stops, gives it off to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg holding the ball. Now she makes a move and double dribbled. Turnover Lander, that's their 8th.
Yeah, it looks like she's trying to protect the ball there against the Jackson Lady Bronx defender, Anna Ravel, as she put both hands on the ball and then continued to dribble again. Double dribble and another unforced error and turnover for the Tigers.
Rachel Noyce comes into the game for Hardeman for Jackson. Into the forecourt, we have Casey Carr. Gives it off now to Audrey. Audrey Forrest. Noyce now, corner, far side, trying to get the baseline. Ball stripped away from her. It's on the floor. We'll have a held ball. And the possession arrow will go to Jackson, so they'll keep possession. 2:41 to go, period 3, 31-20. Lander.
One thing I will say for this Tiger defense, something they've been good at the entire season so far, is their defensive hustle plays are always on point when the ball is on the floor to get those tie-ups and force the jump ball.
Audrey Forrest's long shot was not good, but the rebound comes down, and putting the ball up was Noyce. She now has 6 points in the game. Whistle and a blocking foul is going to come down against J.C. Chatham. And that will be her second personal foul.
That was Carr that got called on that one. Casey Carr, number 32.
I beg your pardon. I thought it was 31. So we'll take one of those away. Okay, and the Tigers have it. Driving the baseline, putting the shot up was Whitney Hansen. A little bit too strong. It goes out now to Winfield. Ball is knocked on the ground, recovered by Hansen. Her shot is blocked, and she draws the foul. 3 offensive boards that time for the Lady Tigers.
Yeah, Tigers had second, third, and fourth opportunities. First missed shot by Stauffenberg. Tigers recover. Winfield has it on the outside. She puts it up. That's no good. Hanson gets the offensive rebound, low block, puts it up, draws the contact. She'll go to the line for 2.
First one is good. She now has, 5 of 7 from the free throw line is Whitney, the Tiger senior.
She leads all scorers with 9 points. Make that 10 points. First player in the contest in double digits.
And that's what you want to do in these games, Josh, is hit your free throws. That usually is the winning margin. Down court now, Jackson brings it all the way in. There's a feeble shot, and it's going to be a turnover as Jackson tried to fire the ball down court, and it went out of bounds.
That's a good recovery by Rachel Noyce to try and have the save opportunity as it was going out of bounds. Unfortunately, put a little too much sauce on it and ended up out of bounds anyway.
And the Tigers draw a foul underneath. It's going to be, is that Norris? Yeah, Norris draws the foul.
Forrest,
Audrey Forrest gets the foul, and the Tigers' Norris is at the line.
And that is a 7th team foul for the Lady Bronx. So Tigers are in the bonus for the remainder of this contest as we're not even in the final quarter yet. Team fouls right now. Jackson has 7, Tigers have 4, and any foul on the floor will put the Tigers in line as they extend the lead to a dozen now. And the next one is no good. 34-22. Tigers lead, just under 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
And we have a reach-in foul is going to be called against Whitney Hanson. That'll be her 3rd. Whitney opened her mouth on that one like, oh, me? Who, me? Yeah, no,
couldn't have been me.
So Coach Cyril Stauffenberg calls off the press and brings them down to half-court defense now, 34-22. Lander with 90 seconds to go here, period number 3. Far side outside is Audrey Forrest. Shots up, no, not good. Rebounded by Winfield. Winfield will bring it into the forecourt on the far side, into the corner. There's a shot up and no, a little bit short. Tigers come away with the rebound. There's another shot up off, not good. And it is rebounded by Jackson.
And that first shot attempt, I think this is the first time we've called her name for the varsity squad. Aislinn Donahue, number 34.
Yeah, she
for
just
the Lady Tigers.
Came into the game. This is the first time we've seen her this season, as a matter of fact.
I think so, yeah.
And we have a travel, and that is now the 15th turnover by Jackson Hole. So coming into the lineup again for Jackson is Chatham. Coming out of the game is Audrey Forrest. Here's Winfield to bring it down for the Tigers. On top of the key off to Hanson. Hanson back to Winfield, far side outside. She drives to the corner, turns around, brings it back out on top to Donahue. Donahue on the near side. Stauffenberg off the glass and in for 2. Demi Stauffenberg now has 7 points in the game.
Stauffenberg, great drive. She saw there was an opening on the baseline. Even with the hand on her back, was able to go through and put it up and in for 2.
And there's a foul underneath. It's going to be on Stauffenberg, I think, on the block underneath the basket, and it is. And that's her 3rd personal foul with 16 seconds left here in the 3rd period of play. Lander leading 36-22. And at the line is Rachel Norris. She hasn't been there yet today. And she makes it count.
And that's the last foul to give for Lander for the contest. Team fouls now. Jackson has 7, Tigers have 6. And on the floor for the Tigers, you have Stauffenberg, Hanson, and Winfield who all have 3 fouls. And then Friday and Donahue, who have yet to foul in this contest.
Stauffenberg entered the lane a little bit too soon on that missed shot. So Audrey Forrest will have a 2nd free throw opportunity here, and she makes it good. And those little violations count up, you know. That's not a big one. Here's a pass down court. Whistle, blocking foul. Got to be called on Chamberlain. That's 5 on her. She's going to be fouled out of the game.
I'm surprised that they actually put her in the third quarter, as there wasn't a whole lot that she could do. She's trying to prevent that long outlet pass to Kiera Friday, and good sportsmanship by her. She fouls out, she immediately goes and shakes the hand of assistant coach Melinda Cox and head coach Sarah Stauffenberg.
Free throw is not good, rebounded by Jackson Hole. There's the inbounds pass in the middle, shots up, off, not good by Carr. Rebounded by the Tigers. Hanson, or not Hanson, but Donahue. And the long shot at the buzzer is not good. And after three, it's the Jackson Hole Lady Bronx 24 and the Lander Tigers 36. We'll be back with the final 8 minutes right after this.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more, is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
Back again, Lander leading 36-24 as we head into the final 8 minutes here at Jackson Hole High School in this girls game. And on the scoring side, Whitney Hansen, leading scorer so far for the Tigers with 10 points. She's also the leading scorer for the game at this point. Lander outscoring Jackson 17-10 in that third period of play. And Hansen will now take it out on the far sideline as we start our last quarter of play. And inbounds to Winfield. She crosses the timeline, bouncing the ball. Now she makes a move. There's a 360 move. Winfield can't shoot. Ball's knocked away from her, but she picks it up. Pretty good defense that time by Rachel Noyce. Didn't allow her to penetrate. Winfield again. Hands it off to Stauffenberg. Now to Hansen from the free throw line, off the glass, no. Rebound out of bounds, and it'll go to Jackson. Last touched by Friday.
That's a good motion play by the Tigers along the perimeter, setting up the open shot there at the free throw line. Unfortunately for Hansen, she rushed it just a little bit, didn't quite get her feet set, and that's why it was a little bit off askew to the right. 7.5 minutes to go in the game. There's the pass into Noyce. Her shot's not good. It's short, and there's a foul. Going to be called on Ravel, her third. And I tell you what, the Lady Bronx have done a good job against this Lady Tiger defense, getting the good inlet passes to get open shots along the low block and inside 15 feet for the Lady Bronx, but unfortunately they have not been able to finish. They're getting good looks. The Tigers are doing a good job recovering and closing out, forcing the Lady Bronx to miss those inside shots.
Hardiman comes back into the lineup, and coming out is Ravel. Stauffenberg at the line for the Lady Tigers has 7 points, her first free throw tonight. And it's in and out, not good. Too much spin on that one, and it spun right out of the rim and rebounded by Chatham, who brings it down court. She's on the right wing now. There's a bounce pass over to Carolyn Forrest. In the middle, ball's taken away. Not a very good pass, and intercepting it is Hansen. We've called her name a lot on defense today. She's doing a nice job. Whitney brings the ball down, hands it off. Stauffenberg around the key. Underneath, all alone. Nice. Oh, that was beautiful pass to Kira Friday for her 4th point of the game.
Jackson was going with Stauffenberg as she went from right to left along the perimeter. All the defenders leaked to that side. Kiara Friday saw the opening on the weak side, goes inside. Open pass for Stauffenberg, easy 2.
And we have a foul on Stauffenberg, and that's going to be 4 on Demi. Underneath on Hardiman, as Hardiman goes to the free throw line. She has 8 points. She's 2 for 4 from the line. The senior shoots and hits.
On the floor for the Tigers, you have Demi Stauffenberg, who has 4 fouls, Layla Norse, who has 3 fouls, Whitney Hansen, who has 3 fouls, and Megan Winfield, who has 3 fouls. Stauffenberg is replaced by Darian Bell. She only has 2 fouls.
And the free throw is up off, not good, but the rebound goes to Jackson, almost tied up there under the basket. Pass goes out on top to Chatham. Chatham moves to the right side. There's a nice wide open 3, up off, not good that time by Caroline Forrest. Ball goes out of bounds, and Lander will have it. 6 minutes and 8 seconds to go, 38-25 Lander. Inbounds pass is, they say, last touched by Norris. And it'll go to Jackson. I thought Jackson knocked that one out, but Norris must have had her fingernail on it.
Yeah, I think she got the last fingertip on it before it went out of bounds.
Inbounds pass comes to Noyce. Near side now. Caroline Forrest launches a 3 that's nothing but net. Wow, what a shot.
Yeah, try again. If you don't succeed, well, that's what they did. I don't think the Lady Bronx had a lot of outside shots attempted in the first half, and they make their first one there in the second half.
Norris has a dribble drive all the way to the lane under the basket. She draws the foul and will go to shoot 2 from the free throw line, and that's Gracie Chatham's 3rd personal foul. Norris's free throw is good. So for Norris, that is her 6th point of the game. And she is now 2 for 4. There's the next shot. No, not good. High for the rebound is Hardiman. Gives it off to Chatham. Chatham on the right wing. There's a long shot up by Norris. No, not good. By Noyce, I mean. Not good. Rebounded underneath. There's another rebound shot. It's in and drops around and falls through. Caroline Forrest. Now there's a steal on the inbounds pass and a foul against the Tigers.
As the Jackson bench and the Jackson crowd starting to come alive. Back-to-back possessions with made buckets by Caroline Forrest, and then forcing the turnover to get the ball back. Jackson has cut this lead down to single digits, 39-30, 5:21 left in the contest.
Rachel Noyce, 1 for 2 at the line, misses it, and she had a lane violation. So it's a 9-point lead now, 39-30, 5:21 to go in the game. Lander did have a 15-point lead here at one time. She better get the ball in, and a timeout called by Cyril Stauffenberg. And again, no one came back to help.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with their set plays on the inbound pass after a made shot. It looks like Tigers keep leaking down for that long touchdown-type pass past the half-court line, maybe to avoid getting trapped in that full-court pressure. But that only works if they decide to stay in that full court pressure and not leak out and cover those long passes. And if you do that, you got to make sure and have at least one person assigned to come back and be that helper for the inbound player, and that's something Lady Tigers haven't been able to do so far in this contest.
Yeah, we've seen that, 3-4 times today
at
already.
Least, yeah.
5:21 to go. Lander with a 9-point lead and a much better performing Jackson Hole team. The Tigers last Friday night at the end of the third period, led 48-18. Different here on the Bronx home court. Okay, here we go. Full court pressure. Stauffenberg to take it out again. She better hurry. Got it in to Norris. Back to Stauffenberg, who will bring it down the court. Jackson lays off a little bit. No half-court trap. Pass in the corner to Winfield. Winfield now reverses her direction. Dribble drive. Doesn't shoot. There's Friday for 2. Nice shot by Friday. And she's had 2 buckets already in this quarter.
This has been so far the best offensive output for Kiara Friday. She's doing a good job finding the weak spots on the defense and nice open shots, and she's connecting on them.
There's a shot that goes up. Not good. Rebound foul on Jackson. Goes against Breeding? Carson Breeding? No, 32. That's Casey Carr. So we'll go the other way to shoot free throws, and it's Demi Stauffenberg at the free throw line. She has 4 fouls for the Tigers. She's 0 for 1 tonight from the charity stripe. Shots up and good. Demi here a couple of weeks ago in the latter stages of 2021 signed a letter of intent to go play volleyball at Laramie County Community College in Cheyenne. Next shot, nothing but net. So she hits them both, and it's 43-30, 13-point lead, 4 minutes, 49 seconds to go. Jackson Hole with the basketball. Caroline Forrest hands it off to Chatham. Chatham on top of the key, back to Forrest, who drives, puts up a shot off the rim, no good. Rebound, and Hardiman gets it. There's a shot from the top of the key that's an air ball, and Lander will have possession.
After the back-to-back scores by Caroline, her next few shot attempts have been a little bit awry. A little bit of a heat check, and so far that heat has now gone cold.
There's the inbounds bounce pass. Nice job by the Tigers. Hansen brings it down all the way in the corner. There's Norris. Norris stops underneath the basket all alone. Stauffenberg, she misses the layup. Rebounded, though, by Hansen. Hansen to Winfield for three. It's an air ball, and it'll go to Jackson.
That's still a good offensive possession. You had two really great looks. Unfortunately, Stauffenberg was unable to finish on that backdoor cut. She was right underneath the lane, just couldn't quite put enough on there. Good hustle, gets the offensive rebound for Hansen, kicks it back out to Winfield. Open look for three. I'm not going to go put anything against her for shooting that.
We're halfway through the fourth period of play, 3:58 remaining. Underneath, there's a shot by Audrey Forrest. No. Rebounded by Lander, and a foul on Hardiman. Hardiman went up, and I'm trying to see who the foul was against. Yeah, that is Hardiman's fourth personal. She fouled out of the game in Lander.
Yep.
And this time, going to the free throw line again is Demi Stauffenberg.
So on the floor, Jackson has Hardiman, who has 4 fouls, two players with 3 fouls. Tigers have Stauffenberg and now my mind just went
Layla
blank.
Norris has 4.
Yeah, 13. Layla Norris has 4. And then Hansen and Winfield both have 3.
Stauffenberg's next free throw. She misses 2 in a row. You know, she was the Wyoming State Elks hoop shoot champion, I think, about 3 or 4 years in a row. Went on to regionals down in Denver. 3:43 to go. Jackson underneath the basket. Noyce is all alone. Puts up a shot off the glass and in.
That was just a good post move there for Noyce. Able to turn her around, gets the open look, puts it in for 2.
Winfield escapes the trap. Tigers have a 4-on-none. There's the shot and 1 for the Tigers. And it's Demi Stauffenberg. Great ball handling that time by the Tigers.
Tigers did a great job. They were put in the trap in the full court press. They give it to Winfield, breaks the trap, gets it across half court, and Jackson had nobody back. Tigers had a 4-on-1 break. Stauffenberg puts it in for 2 and does not convert the and 1 opportunity.
Yeah, the Tigers get the rebound, though. Norris gets the rebound. She's trapped, and a timeout called by Cyril Stauffenberg to avoid the 3-on-1 defensive. 3:21 to go. Lander 45 and Jackson 32.
Ever wonder why so many babies are delivered at Hot Springs Health in Thermopolis? Could it be the exceptional prenatal care offered by our providers? Or our convenient family practice clinics located in Thermopolis, Worland, Basin, Shoshone, and Riverton? Maybe it's our new OB suites with large jetted tub, or maybe it's the place where you know you can find all of this and more.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Boys game coming up next here at Jackson Hole High School. The girls, Lander Valley. 45-32 with the lead. Inbounds pass goes to Friday to Hansen. Hansen drives toward the baseline, backs out now, comes back out on top to Friday. In the corner, Winfield. Winfield dribbles it out, looking for someone underneath in that low post. On the far side it goes. There's a open underneath the basket. Stauffenberg, boy, that was a pretty play. They faked out. They drew Jackson out and then isolated Stauffenberg under the basket, and she hits for 2. There's a shot up, off, not good. Rebounded by Jackson. With it is Chatham. Chatham pressured that time by Hansen. Gets it out on top to Carr. Her shot bounces up and down. Nope, it hit the top of the backboard, so that's a violation. And the ball will go to Lander with 2.5 minutes to go, leading 47-32. Here's the inbounds pass. Goes to Friday. Friday quickly down in the corner. Now she brings it back out a little bit. Not quite the corner that time. Stauffenberg has it. There's the dribble drive in the lane. Overshot by Norris is an air ball. Knocked out of bounds by Lander. I think Winfield got a hand on it. Now Andrea Joyce of Jackson calls a timeout, and it's going to be, I think, a full, isn't it? Let's see. What's the call?
Full.
It's full. All right, back after this.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
2 minutes, 17 seconds left in this game. Lander with a 15-point lead. The Lander Valley Lady Tigers 47-32. With the win, if this lead holds, Lander will go to 5-3 on the year. The Broncs are 2-3. They'll go to 2-4. 2 minutes, 12 seconds to go. Oh, there's a nice feed underneath to Audrey. Not good. Rebounded. Tigers have someone all alone under the basket. Layup, it's good by Winfield.
Tigers take advantage of fast break opportunity. Winfield leaked on the far side of the court. Beat the full court press. Her teammate saw her open under the basket. Easy 2 points for the Tigers.
There's a desperation shot. Goes up, off, not good. Hansen with the rebound at 1:46. In the corner, Winfield launches a tray. It's off the iron, not good. And the rebound gets away to Jackson. So here come the Lady Broncs with 1.5 minutes to go, 90 seconds to go. There's a nice pass down court to Casey Carr. A shot for 3 is up and off, not good. By Caroline Forrest. And the Tigers have it down court. There's Norris. Norris drives the lane. No one there. Shots off the glass is short. No, not good. Rebounded underneath the basket by Caroline Forrest. Down court we come. There is Casey Carr. Shot is up off the heel. Not good. Rebound out of bounds, and it'll go to the Tigers with 63 seconds to go.
49-32. Tigers are winning this contest. His leading scorer is now Demi Stauffenberg with 13 points. Hansen has 10. Winfield with 9. Kiera Friday has 8. And Norris has 6. Those are the 5 on the floor for the Tigers.
Here is the inbounds pass. Tigers doing a lot better job getting that inbounds pass now. Here comes Hansen all the way down underneath the basket to Friday, and it goes in! And 1 for Kiera Friday. What a great return and shot that was. She now has 8 points in the game. Wow.
Board has her for 10.
Board has her for 10. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The board is right.
So we have 3 Lady Tigers in double digits as Friday makes that one, so she has 11 points.
11 points in the game now, under a minute to go. Tigers are going to win this one and move to 5-3. There's an uncontested layup by Rachel Noyce. And she now has, let's see, that's 11 points also in the game. Here's Hansen, lost the ball. Picked it back up again. Oh, she was almost knocked away underneath the basket. Winfield for 2 off the back of the iron. Rebound goes to Hansen and out of bounds, and it will be Lander's ball.
Oh, I was looking at the far side ref. He never made a motion to which way the ball's going to go.
No. Here's the inbounds pass. It goes to Norris with 22 seconds left. Norris on the right wing now. Stops, almost traveled, drug that pivot foot. Underneath, here's Hansen. Lays it up for 2 more. Whitney Hansen with 12 in the game. And we're down to 8 seconds to go. They're not going to foul. There's the shot up off, not good. Hansen rebounds. Tigers are just going to run the clock out. There's the end of the game. And the score, Lander 54 and the Jackson Lady Broncs 34. Let's quickly take a look at the scoring here, Josh. For the Lander Tigers, let's see, we had Demi Stauffenberg. She had 7, 9, 11, 12, 13 points in the game. Layla Norris had 5, 6 points in the contest. Whitney Hansen ends the game with 12. Megan Winfield had 7, 9 points in the game. Kiera Friday, we had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, as we just announced. And those were the only players who scored for Lander. So Whitney Hansen scored 12, was the leading scorer. Kiera Friday, boy, did she have a game. No, Whitney Hansen had 12 and 13 by Demi Stauffenberg for the high score. And Kiera Friday with 11. On the other side of the ledger, let's see, we had 11, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 11 points for Rachel Noyce, 9 points for Gracie Hardiman. We had 2 points for J.C. Chatham. We had 3 points, all on free throws, by Audrey Forrest. 4 points by Anna Ravel, and we had 5 points by Caroline Forrest. And as far as player of the game, I think Kiera Friday, she had a tremendous second half. She came in and scored 11 points in the last 3 quarters.
Kiera Friday had a really good game. Definitely her best offensive performance. As far as both sides of the ball, I think Hansen had at least 3, maybe 4 steals.
Oh, yeah.
She also scored double digits. She just did a great job on both sides of the ball. Those 2 players definitely were big providing force. Kiera Friday off the bench, and Whitney Hansen's a good dual threat player for the Lady Tigers.
Tell you what, we're 8 minutes away from the start of the next game, and to get us ready for the boys' game, let's listen to the pregame interview that we have with Coach Stu Mullins.
I'm here with head coach Stu Mullins for the Tigers boys team. Coach, we're going into the second half of the home and home with Jackson. Of course, the matchup here last weekend didn't quite go exactly as planned. What are some things you've been working on this week to try and get past those 2 tall postmen that Jackson have?
Yeah, I mean, they obviously pose a real challenge for us, and it's not that they're just big, it's that they're talented too, and then they have the guards to go with it. We kind of talked about it a little bit after the game, but we didn't anticipate how good their guards could handle the ball and make moves around the rim and beat our guys in transition early, and so we really broke it apart this week in film and in practice, and hopefully we'll be a little bit better this week against it.
And you are getting Stauffenberg back. He was out sick last week. How's the rest of the team looking health-wise going now that we're starting to get in the meat and potatoes of the schedule?
Yeah, we're probably about as good as we need to be. Kids are still getting sick here and there, and but we should be full go on Saturday. We should have our full crew, and it'll definitely help to have Brendan back just for another big body and somebody that's able on the offensive end too to just kind of keep us going how we need to be going.
And I know that the common theme for both you and Coach Stauffenberg is saying that with the 4A competitions to help get you ready with the stiffer competition for the conference, have you noticed kind of improvement from the beginning of the tournaments to now going against that higher class of competition?
Absolutely. You know, we talked about that just this week. You know, you really gotta you really gotta break things apart and think a little bit more critically when you play better teams. You know, and really reassess what you're doing, and you know, you either got to decide this is what we're going to do against the best teams, or this isn't working. And you know, we're not so prideful to say, okay, we gotta maybe we gotta adjust some things to fit our personnel a little bit better. You know, maybe our plan coming into the season, you know, hasn't quite panned out like we like, and so you only get that playing these teams. You know, if we were playing teams where we were just pounding them, that might give you a little bit of confidence, and there's something to be said about that. But at the same time, we're not having these conversations about what we need to do to improve. And then when you do see a good team, you know, you're not ready for it. And so time will tell, but I really do think this has helped us.
And with the struggles against Jackson, there was 2 people that were tall in the post, but also it seemed like the perimeter shooting wasn't quite dialed in. Has there been kind of a lot of cooperation with the players, kind of helping to boost each other up, let them know that, you know, your shots are going to fall?
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of times it's just that, you know, we've got good shooters on the team. They've shot really well before, and it's just a matter of saying, you know, you can do those things. But shooting is not that easy, you know, like, you know, we said you can't just say, hey, shoot better. You know, that's not as easy as just saying that, you know. So we've instituted morning shooting groups, you know, where kids can come in every morning if they want, but they come in at an assigned time, and we've gotten on the gun, and we've really shot a lot. You know, and even a couple percentage points is going to help us. And really, when we play the teams we need to, and you know, that could change things dramatically for us if some of those shots start to fall for us, because we've really shot a really poor percentage. And so, you know, part of that is reassessing what we're doing on offense to get better looks, you know, so the shots are easier. But at the same time, we've got a lot of open looks, and we just got to hit them. So, you know, you just hope they go in. Right. You know, the hay's in the barn a lot of the time, and you just got to step up and shoot it, and they got to start having that confidence. It's amazing what happens when they start to fall a little bit, though, and it sure makes the game a lot easier.
Yeah. All right, Coach. I appreciate it. Thanks. Best of luck.
Yep. Awesome. Thanks. Thanks.
And Wellness knows what it means to be on top of your game. For over 60 years, Gotchi has led the field in providing physical therapy, occupational therapy, and wellness in Thermopolis and their facilities in Worland, Basin, Powell, Cody, and Shoshone. Whether you're recovering from an injury, deconditioned, post-stroke, or just looking to take control of your health, you'll find years of dedicated experience paired with personal care at Gotchi Rehabilitation and Wellness. Learn more at gotchi.org.
Is your resolution this year to be healthier? You may have made a commitment to improve your physical health, but don't forget about your financial health. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union is listed as one of the healthiest credit unions in the U.S., and we are the healthiest credit union in Wyoming, according to depositaccounts.com. Don't risk having your accounts anywhere else. Become a member today and accomplish your first resolution by becoming healthier. Financially speaking, that is. Federally insured by NCUA. Open your eyes to a credit union. Atlantic City Federal Credit Union.
Riverton's Hampton Inn & Suites is proud to sponsor our youth athletics in Fremont County. Fremont County school athletics provide our youth timeless experiences and lessons that can lead to success for life. Setting goals, teamwork, and hard work make young athletes into good citizens.
Will start Carter Ayers, a 5'11 senior, Kellen Donahue, a 6'2 senior, Tanner Bird, a 5'7 senior, Tisso Gwena, and a 5'10 junior, Brennan Stauffenberg. And this is Brennan's first game in a while. He had been out sick for the first series against Jackson, and he's recovered and will start in this afternoon's game.
Yeah, we'll see if having Brendan Stauffenberg will be able to help the Tigers defend against those two tall members of the Jackson varsity squad who are listed at 6'7" and 6'5" respectively. So we'll see if having that a little added length for the Tigers will help them, as it looks like we're going to do national anthem again. So we'll take a quick break. We'll tip off between the Broncs and Tigers right after this.
Former University of Wyoming quarterback Josh Allen is worthy of Wyoming.
23 plays into my first start here at the University of Wyoming. I dropped back, kind of went through a progression. I saw the middle of the field kind of open up. I decided to lower my shoulder. His helmet went straight into my collarbone here. We landed on the 20-yard line. At that moment, I knew something was really bad.
So Josh's collarbone was pretty bad. He had broken in multiple places, and it required hardware fixation with the plate in order to get it back together.
It was devastating news to me and my family, just knowing that, it could have ended 23 plays in.
We had no question whether we could perform the surgery here, given our wide range of varying subspecialties within orthopedics.
I would recommend Premier Bone and Joint Centers. The thing that made me feel really comfortable with them was they made it feel like your own family.
I think he'll have no problem performing in the NFL. His rehab and his recovery done very well, and I don't see any restrictions on him whatsoever.
They want the best for you, and they won't steer you wrong.
Let us show you why we're worthy of Wyoming.
Riverton Vision Center offers comprehensive eye health exams, highly trained staff, and a large selection of fashion eyewear and sunglasses. Dr. Ballard, Dr. Hinkle, and Dr. Frazier offer over 70 years of experience. Call Riverton Vision Center at 856-9451 to schedule an appointment today.
For your Lander starters. Okay, back again here at Jackson Hole High School, home of the Broncs after the playing of the national anthem. And I don't know if that was a recording from the Jackson Hole High School Band or the Grand Teton Music Festival Orchestra. That was a nice rendition, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if it's the band, all power to them. They should have a few state championship banners for band, if that's the case.
Yeah, they've got quite a few state championship banners hanging here in the gym at Jackson Hole High School. And the student section here is called the Black Hole. And there aren't that many students over there.
Yeah, they're probably out on the pass snowmobiling or skiing or something.
There were a lot of snowmobile trailers up on top of the pass when we came over this morning. I only was able to spot like 4 of them actually out on the snow. Of course, we came over kind of early. Well, the starting lineups again for Jackson: A.J. Fowler, Carson Harland, Isaac Larson, Andrew Hanna, and Gavin Keelan. And for the Lander Tigers, Carter Ayers, Kellen Donahue, Tanner Bird, Tisso Gwena, and Brennan Stauffenberg. And Brennan missed the last game between these two teams, and he'll be here today. And it's going to be Carter Ayers in the center jump ring. He's going to go against one of the big guys, Andrew Hanna, at the center jump court. If I remember correctly, he won the toss in Lander. Here's the toss. It's up. Jackson gets it this time. Picking up the basketball is Carson Harland. He brings it down into the forecourt and throws it away.
Well, the boys starting the game off just like the girls did, with a couple wide passes and those unforced errors. Tigers need to take advantage, see if they can get on the board first and see that ball go through the hoop, get a good start on offense.
Tissot Gwena brings it down to Stauffenberg, back to Gwena. Gwena on top of the circle, moves to the right wing, gives it off to Bird. Bird double teamed there, bounce pass over, gets it to Donahue. On top to Stauffenberg, underneath the basket. Bird was all alone, back to Stauffenberg for two.
That was just a great give and go between Stauffenberg and Bird. Bird saw the opening along the baseline, made the cut. Closeout defense prevented him from shooting it. Stauffenberg was right there, 10 feet, up and in for two.
Larson all the way down in the corner. Seb Bruner, I believe. Was that number 2 that did that? No, it was 23. That don't have a 23 on my roster here.
Number 5.
Oh, number 5. Okay, that was A.J. Fowler who made that one from the corner. And on the other side, number 5, Tanner Bird fires one from 3. Not good. Rebounded by Larson, guarded very closely by Gwena. Still in the backcourt. There's the pass down in the forecourt to Keelan. Keelan makes a drive toward the basket, pops it back out on top to Larson. On the far side, there's a shot up off, not good. Rebounded by Bird for Lander to Gwena. In the corner to Donahue, and he's fouled. First personal foul, and that's going to go against one of the big guys, Gavin Keelan. No, I'm sorry, 14. Isaac Larson. He's going to pick up that personal foul. Not a shooting foul, so Gwena will take it out for the Tigers wearing their black uniforms with white numbers and letters trimmed in Kelly green. There's the shot to Bird. Underneath, all alone is Ayers. Puts the shot up, not good. It's partially blocked. Jackson comes away with the rebound. A.J. Fowler off to Larson. Now down court. Back to Larson again. On the near side to Harland. Back to Larson to Harland. He pops a 3. No. Rebound by Tanner Bird for Lander. We go the other way. Gwena with it. Stops. Tries to drive the baseline. Does. Puts up a shot. It's just a little short. Well, if he'd had a little more oomph on that one, we would have had 2 for the Tigers. They trail 3-2 on our WyoToday.com scoreboard. There's the cross-court pass to Larson. Now back over to Keelan. In the corner, there's Fowler. His shot for 3. No one there for the rebound, but Tigers. Ayers pulls it down. In the corner, Donahue in the lane. He is charged with a player control foul as he kind of busted through that line.
Yeah, he was trying to go through along the baseline, put it up and in for 2. There's a good closeout by the Jackson defender. Set his feet, and Donahue will be charged with the charge, and it'll be turnover. Jackson has the ball.
First team foul, first personal foul, obviously. Here's Larson, far side, back to Fowler from the corner for 3. Oh, it's in and out, not good. Rebounded by Gwena. Tissot on the fast break down in the lane, fires it out on top of the key to Tanner. Tanner from 7 feet away, can't shoot. Over to Gwena. Gwena makes a move, crosses the key to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg on the near side to Bird. Underneath to Ayers. Ayers in the middle to Stauffenberg. Ball gets away. Turnover Tigers. Here comes Jackson quickly down. Larson has it. To Harland, back to Larson, to Harland on top. Around the key it goes to Keelan. He doesn't shoot it. Fowler blocked from the baseline there. He didn't shoot either. Larson has it on the near side now. Over to Keelan. His long 3 ball is off the back of the iron. Tanner Bird with the rebound. Down to Donahue in the lane. Puts the shot up. No, not good. Out of bounds to Lander. They say that Keelan touched it last.
Yeah, that was a good drive by Donahue. Saw it was one-on-one. Saw that he had the position. Unfortunately, just couldn't put enough on the layup. Does get force the out-of-bounds play for the team rebound for the Tigers.
All right, over on the far side now, Bird has it in the right-hand corner. On the near side, Stauffenberg for three. It's good. Nothing but net for Brennan Stauffenberg, and he now has 5 points in the game.
Brennan Stauffenberg, the only player to score for the Tigers, all 5 points here halfway through the first quarter. Makes his first three. Let's see if that helps him continue the hot start.
Harland in the corner to Fowler. His three ball, no. Rebounded by Gwynna, and we quickly go the other way. Gwynna down to Bird. Bird in the corner to Donahue. Donahue drives the baseline in the paint to Stauffenberg. His shot's off. Not good. Rebounded by Bird. His shot is partially blocked. Andrew Hanna got his hand in there and partially blocked it, and Jackson goes the other way. Here's Keelan now, far side, Larson. Larson underneath the basket, ball's knocked away. Here's a shot up by Harlan for three.
Jackson is putting up a lot of three-point shots. Tigers so far in this game in their defensive set are in a 2-3 zone where you have 2 people out on the perimeter, 3 people on the baseline. Basically just forcing Jackson to shoot from the outside, begging them to shoot there, and so far they haven't been connecting on him.
6-3, Jackson with a 1-point lead. Here's Stauffenberg, bounce pass. Oh, it goes away and out of bounds. Intended for Ayers under the basket. Pass was too far in front of him.
Oh, that was such a good look though for Stauffenberg. He saw that Ayers was cut along the baseline. He had this step on the Jackson defender. Unfortunately, when he looked around, Ayers kind of stopped on his cut, and it led Ayers a little too far out of bounds. That was a good look. Good connection between Stauffenberg.
Officials asked Silas Weaver, who just came into the game, to take off his headband, so he did. So down court, there's Harlan over to Larson in the corner. It goes to the big guy Hanna, now around the horn. Fowler has it. Whistle, and we have a foul underneath the basket on Lander. And it's going to be whistled against
Lopez.
Oh, Abe Lopez is out there. Okay, I missed him coming into the game. So Lopez with his first foul. Gwynna against the big guy, Hanna. Hanna, and he ties him up. And it'll be Lander's ball on the alternating possession. We got the shortest guy out there with the tallest guy, and the short guy wins. Good for Tissot.
And that's what you have to do. You know, you got to have that weak side help. You got to have somebody on the backside where they can't see, come around and try and get that ball loose and force the jump ball, which is exactly what Lander did.
Wheeler on the far side almost lost a handle on it, gets it back. Pounds over to Donahue on top. Now over to Stauffenberg from the free throw line. It's blocked. Nice block shot that time by Gavin Keelan. And that's his first block of the game. Jackson with the ball. Harlan now over to Keelan for three. No, rebound by Hanna. Hanna's blocked out. On top to Larson for three.
Jackson connects with their third three-pointer. You've got 3 players each with a 3. Bronx lead by 4, 9-5 here with just under 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
Here's Donahue for the Tigers on the right wing. Puts one off the glass and is called for a player control foul. So Donahue gets his second player control foul of the game.
Yeah, unfortunately he's just choosing the wrong times to drive. When the player has their feet set on the defensive side and you go into them like that, you will usually get charged for you will get fouled for the charge instead of the blocking foul on the defense.
Donahue comes out of the game, coming back in as Ayers. For Jackson, Seb Bruner is in the game now. Bruner has the ball, crosses the timeline over to Larson, far side, outside, underneath the basket to Fowler. Shot is off, not good. Tip is going to go to the Tigers. Boy, that time Andrew Hanna tried to get that one. He almost did, but the tip goes to the Tigers. Down court now, we've got Caleb Wheeler is in the game. Off to Silas Wheeler to Tissot. Tissot in the lane, underneath to Wheeler for 2 on a nice shot there. Silas Wheeler. And we have a whistle. And we have a
team warning?
Team warning on Lander. I'm not sure what that was all about, but apparently. Oh, okay, knocking the ball out of bounds.
Delay a game warning.
Yeah, delay a game warning. So here's Larson. Larson over to Bruner. Bruner down court underneath all alone. Hanna for 2. Or that's Keelan for 2.
Tigers are trying to put a full court press. Jackson broke it, and they were able to get the easy bucket. As they try to come back with the fast break, Abe Lopez unable to handle the pass from Gwynna. That'll go out of bounds. Another turnover for the Tigers. Jackson will take it with just under a minute left.
4 turnovers for the Tigers, 1 for Jackson Hole. In the backcourt, Larson's going to make it into the forecourt, goes all the way down, ball's knocked away. He throws it over to Bruner in the corner. Fowler for 3. Yes, he does. A.J. Fowler with a big shot from the corner, and it's 14-7. The Broncs have doubled up the Tigers with 35 seconds to go. Here's Lopez. Lopez in the middle of the lane, falls down, ball's out of bounds, and it'll be off Jackson, and Lander will have it on the far side. Well, Lopez having a little bit of control problems so far. That's the second turnover possibility. Fortunately, it went off a Jackson player, not out of bounds. Here's Gwynna. Gwynna in the lane, off. Oh, there's a beautiful move. And scoring the play is Caleb Wheeler. He gets 2 on the nice feed from Gwynna. Down court, all alone, underneath, Hanna. Hanna gives it off to Keelan. Keelan can't shoot. Now to Hanna, 2. His first points of the game, and it goes 16-9 as we end the first period of play. Lander with 9 and Jackson Hole with 16. Back after this.
When repairs are complete after a collision, you expect your car, SUV, or truck to look like new. That's the service you'll receive at Stork Auto Body in Riverton. Professionalism and meticulous attention to detail. You can depend on Stork Auto Body, 841 Miniweb Avenue, Riverton.
Why should you choose Lander Medical Clinic or Western Family Care for your health care? In addition to 4 locations in Fremont County, they also provide telehealth. Telehealth can be your go-to answer when you're out of town, on the road, or just can't get to urgent care. All you need is a good internet connection. To schedule a telehealth appointment, call 332-3941 today. That's 332-3941. Lander Medical Clinic and Western Family Care. With telehealth, they're putting your health first every time.
Back again, 16-9, Jackson Hole with the lead at the end of the first period of play. In the Lander game, it was 19-16 at the end of the first period of play. And then Lander had a disastrous second period in that first game, being outscored 19-7. Let's see if the Tigers can stay even with the Broncs here in the second period. And Jackson does get the ball out of bounds. Bruner has it into Larson. Brings it into the forecourt, guarded by Gwynna. Back over to Bruner. Bruner, annoyed a little bit there by Gwynna's persistence. Bounce back over to Bruner in the corner. There's Keelan for 3.
And again, the Tigers are in that 2-3 zone, and the Broncs are just putting it around the perimeter, finding the open shooter. The Tigers are just daring them to shoot it from the outside, and so far they've connected on more shots than they've missed.
Here's Stauffenberg off to Ayers. Ayers to Stauffenberg, far outside corner. He brings it into the middle of the court now to Gwynna. Gwynna in the far side. Whistle and traveling called on the Tigers. 5th turnover by Lander. 19-9, 7:17 to go until halftime. Jackson Hole with the lead. Larson coming out of the game now. Coming in is Carson Harland. Bruner brings it down. Far side, outside. In the corner. It goes to Hanna. Back out on top. Ball's knocked away by the Tigers, and we have a held ball.
Nope.
Oh, no, a timeout by Stu
Mullins.
Stu Mullins.
Yeah, that was just good defensive hustle by Caleb Wheeler. He was able to get the ball, and it's kind of like a football player on a fumble. He got the ball curled up. Stu Mullins saw that, immediately called timeout to prevent there being a jump ball called. So Tigers will retain possession. You know, both defenses are playing a 2-3 zone, and Jackson is doing a great job. They have some good outside shooters. They're working the ball around the perimeter, finding the open shooter. The Tigers, unfortunately, have not been able to do that same thing. There have been a couple times where the defenders will leak out on that zone, and then they're able to find a weak side, backside cut, and along the baseline and able to get an easy score for 2. But so far, Tigers have not been able to find what they need to do to score against that zone defense.
Here comes Gwynna into the forecourt on the right wing. Stops, hands it off to Ayers. Ayers drives it over to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg, bounce pass out of bounds. It'll be Lander's ball. Well, he was trying to hit Gwynna over there on the bounce pass, and the ball was kicked out of bounds by Jackson. Gwynna to take it out now. 6:49 to go until halftime. 19-9 Jackson. Inbounds pass to Ayers. Back to Gwynna in the corner for three. It's short, not good. Bounced off the rim. Rebounded by Bruner all the way down to Fowler. Back to Bruner. Cross court it goes to Keelan. He doesn't shoot. Fires it over here. Now back over to Keelan, who is open. Pops one from 12. No. Rebounded by Stauffenberg. Long outlet pass comes down to Gwynna. Gwynna, dribble drive, whistle, and a foul on the floor is going to go against Jackson. And it's going to go, 13?
Yep.
Yeah, 113. So that's going to be Carson Harlan. That's only the second foul against Jackson. Lander has 3. Stauffenberg, whistle.
What did he do?
Well, they said it was a lane violation, but he was back on the top of the B there.
I don't know.
The end line is the bottom of the B, but it was called a turnover, and that's number 6 for Lander. There's a steal. Gwynna has it. 2-on-2 break. Gwynna all the way down, up and not good, but he's fouled. Nice drive by Tissot after the steal, and the foul goes against Harlan, his second.
Yeah,
team's third.
That was a good steal on the far side perimeter by Tanner Bird, who then gived it. Wow, that's good English.
Yeah.
Who then passed it to Tissot Gwynna, who was able to put it in or go up inside against the tall timber of the Jackson defenders, forces a contact and gets the foul, makes the first free throw. That'll cut the lead down to single digits, 19-10, 6:07 left in the second quarter.
And Gwynna gets both of the free throws. Coming in again for Jackson is Isaac Larson and Sam Scott. Coming out is A.J. Fowler. Also coming out of the game is Harlan. So Jackson has it now. 6 minutes to go until halftime. Into the forecourt. There's a ball knocked in the air, stolen away by the Tigers. Gwynna all the way underneath to Brandon Stauffenberg, and a foul is going to be called, I think. And it's, or they call a timeout. Timeout White, no foul. Boy, that was a, I didn't know what that whistle was for, but Stauffenberg got the basket, his 7th point, and it's now a 6-point advantage by Jackson, 19-13.
During winter storms, it doesn't take long for roads to turn slick. Snowfall is often accompanied by high winds, and blowing and drifting snow can make it difficult to see the road. Speed limits are based on dry pavement conditions and good visibility. Be ready to reduce speed and increase following distance. Crashes are twice as likely to happen when it's slick out, and it's usually because someone is driving too fast for conditions. Remember, when there's ice and snow, take it slow. This message is brought to you by WYDOT.
Jackson inbounds the ball. Bruner has it. He slowly walks it down court, gives it off to Larson. Larson's still in the backcourt, now back over to Bruner. Long cross-court pass is tipped away, but picked up by Jackson. Here's Bruner. Bruner travels with the ball. Turnover, number 2 for Jackson.
He turned around and put his hands out thinking that he stopped, but when he went to pick up the ball, both feet slid.
Yeah,
even if you slide an inch, it's still a travel.
It's still a travel. Here comes Tissot Gwynna into the forecourt to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg bounce on the near side. Gwynna drives, dribble drive underneath the basket, can't shoot, off to Bird. On top, underneath, nice shot by Calum. Calum gets it. Rebound goes to the Tigers. It's on the floor. Tissot has it. Turnaround jump shot in and out. Not good. Gwynna hits the floor. Jackson gets the rebound. Down court on the fast break. Larson. And we have a
turnover.
Ball knocked out of bounds.
Oh, no. Not a turnover. Just fast hands.
Just Harlan comes in now. Coming out is Larson.
The Tigers are doing a good job cutting it inside along the baseline, but unfortunately, the tall guy in 21 for Jackson just sits there in the low post and completely cuts them off.
There's an air ball rebounded by Stauffenberg. We go the other way. Gwena into the forecourt, cross the timeline. 4:50 to go here. First half of play. 6-point lead by Jackson Hole. Over in the far side, re-entering the game is Tanner Bird. He's in the lane, puts a shot up. It's off, too far, not good. Rebounded by Kalem. Off to Bird. On the near side, the ball's knocked away, picked up by Ayers. Ayers off to Gwena, and he'll bring it back in the forecourt. Whistle, and we have a foul. Deliberate foul is going to be called against Lander.
No, they're calling that number 2 on Jackson.
A flagrant foul is going to be called against Stu Bruner. And going to the line is Tisso Gwena.
I think they're calling that a flagrant 2. So the Tigers will get 2 free throws for Tisso Gwena, and they will also get possession of the ball.
Gwena's shot is short, hits the front of the rim. He'll get another one. He was 2 for 2 from the line before that. 4:25 to go, first half of play. 19-13. Jackson with the lead. Gwena's next shot, this one's good. So he's now 3 for 4 from the line. A flagrant 2, so Lander gets the basketball as well. I missed the foul. Did you see the foul?
I don't know if he was grabbing somebody or he was talking. I know that he was talking at the ref before, the near side ref. It looks like as they were going past the timeline, either said something or did something that was completely deliberate. The ref heard it or saw it, immediately gave him the flagrant.
Here's Gwena off to Stauffenberg on the just outside the arc to Gwena. Gwena drives in. Oh, does a nice move off the glass. No. Shot was just missed. That was a perfect move by Gwena. Down court, here comes Harland. Harland has it on the far side to Keelan, who tries a 3. No. And the ball's tipped out of bounds, and it will go to, and Simon says Lander.
Yeah, it looked like that Keelan stepped on the boundary, so it'll be Tiger basketball.
Well, the Lady Tigers leaving the gym now with all their gear. I guess they're going to go have something to eat and then head back over Togety Pass. Here's Brendan Stauffenberg at the free throw line. Hesitates, and it rolls in and out. They must have a magnet in that rim.
I don't know what they've got, but Gwena's shot and then Stauffenberg's shot fake and then the open shot from the free throw line. Both of those great looks, they just can't get them to drop.
Here's Harlan for Jackson over to Keelan. Keelan in the middle, double traveled. Third turnover for the Jackson Bronx. 3:28 to go here, first half of play. It's a 5-point game, 19-14. Jackson with the lead. Ayers comes out, and Donahue comes back in for the Tigers. Gwena brings it across the timeline. He was an all-conference performer last year. Also coming in for the Tigers is Kason McClung. Off to Gwena. Gwena at the baseline, drives around a block on top. McClung, air ball. Gwena crossed the line. It's a turnover, Tigers. Well, that's McClung's first shot, and we need to have Tony the Tiger in there at halftime to give him a little juice.
Yeah, he's a little bit flat coming out there. Legs are a little cold. Sitting on the bench for a bit. He'll get it back.
He will.
Just got to warm up.
Sam Scott. Oh, foul on Stauffenberg as he tries to intercept the pass, and he fouled Harland. Harland is slow to get up. Now he's bouncing around a little bit.
Looks like he may have rolled his ankle on that one.
Yeah, he's walking it off. Coming in to replace him is Isaac Larson. Not an intentional foul by Stauffenberg. He was just going for the ball.
Yeah, it was just a good hustle play. He saw the lazy pass and it was slow. Tried to go in and intercept it. Just a collision of two bodies in the same space.
First foul on Stauffenberg. Here's Larson again. Underneath the ball, whistle, and we have a foul underneath the basket. And this is going to be on Bennett Washington.
15.
Yep, Bennett Washington. He just came into the game, and that's his first foul. Tigers trying to get some of these guys with experience. Oh, that was a great defensive move by Donahue. He tied up the ball underneath against Hanna, And the Tigers get the ball right back. 2:46 to go here. First half of play. Here's Gwynna and palms the ball. Turnover, Lander, their 8th.
So you've got Bennett Washburn, who is a sophomore, as well as Kason McClung, who is a junior. A couple players that have been on the bench that we haven't called very often. Washburn is a bit taller. He's about the same, or maybe a little bit taller than Stauffenberg. He's a little bit a wider build.
Barese comes into the game, or Barase underneath for 2 and 1. Nice move underneath the basket by Hanna. He now has 4 points, and the personal foul is going to be called against Donahue. That's his 3rd. He'll have to come out of the game. And coming in to replace him, Isaac Lopez.
Abe, I think.
Abe Lopez, not Isaac Lopez. Sorry about that, Abe. Here's the free shot, up, off, not good. Nice rebound, climbing the ladder for it was Bennett Washington. Down court for the Tigers. Here's McClung underneath Gwynna in the far corner for 3. It's short. Rebounded by Larson. Larson gets it off to Keelan. Ooh, almost on the line there. Larson back, bounce pass underneath. Ball's knocked away underneath Hanna for 2.
Yeah, Hanna tried to dish it off to his teammate on the far side. It goes off his knee right back to Hanna, and he uses the height advantage and just towering over the Tiger defenders, puts it up and in for 2.
9-point lead. Here's McClung from the side, not good. Whistle on Lopez.
It looks like he pushed off there trying to get the rebound.
Yeah.
So that'll be a turnover for the Tigers.
Yeah, so Lopez picks up his 2nd personal foul, Abe Lopez. And coming into the game now for the Tigers is Caleb Wheeler. Coming out of the game is Bennett Washburn. And at the free throw line is A.J. Fowler. He had 2 of the first points for Jackson. He had 5 points in the first minute or so. Hasn't scored since then. This is his first free throw attempt, and it's good. And we have another substitution. Looks like someone's going to come in for Fowler because Sam Bruner had the chance to come in and he stayed at the scorer's table. 24-14, 10-point lead. Now 25-14, 11-point lead. And Bruner back in the game for Jackson. Tigers bring it down, playing a little better today than they did last Friday. Of course, they have Stauffenberg back in the lineup, too. Here's Gwynna on the far side. Makes a drive to the basket, and he is called for traveling and falls down on the play. 9th turnover for the Tigers.
Yeah, it looks like he may have been tripped, but it looks like they're going to call the accidental contact. But he did slide on the floor without dribbling the ball, so that is a traveling violation.
Yes, it is. Anytime you slide on the floor, it's traveling. Keelan comes out of the game. And coming into the game is, Barreraze, I think. And we had a whistle and a tie up under the basket. Great job, a held ball, and it'll go to Jackson.
That was just a great double team. Kason McClung seeing that Wheeler needed help. He went in, he tied up the ball, forced the jump ball to where they have to reset.
Here's Bruner from on top of the arc for 3. Oh, my goodness. That was almost an NBA 3. 28-14. They've doubled up the Tigers. A minute 20 to go here. First half of play. Here's Lopez. Lopez on top. Makes a drive into the lane. Off to Stauffenberg for 3. He answers with a 3-ball. His 2nd of the game. 28-17. 11-point lead.
Great extra pass there by the Tigers from McClung to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg's open on the near side wing. He puts it in for 3. He's now in double digits with 10 points.
Oh, there's a circus shot by Seb Bruner that goes in. He now has 5 points in the game. 30-17. Underneath, Twisso Gwynna for 2. That was a nice drive by Tisso.
There we go. Finally, good drive, good shot. He puts it up and in. Hopefully that helps him heat up. Seeing that ball go in for 2. He's had great opportunities earlier in the contest, but unfortunately he just couldn't get the ball to drop through the cylinder.
Lopez on the missed shot by Fowler gets the rebound underneath out of bounds off of Jackson. 24 seconds to go. And the Tigers will have the ball out of bounds.
Great cut by Calum Wheeler, as he saw that the post was open. Silas saw him, gave it to him. A late defense on the weak side was able to force it out of bounds.
Lopez in the middle of the lane tries to force a shot. It's blocked, and the ball's knocked out of bounds by Jackson with 14 seconds to go. Tigers will have a chance here for maybe the last shot. Let's see. Guino to take it out of bounds. Into Lopez for three. It's good. Abe hits from outside, and it's 30-19, 11-point lead. Tigers in the corner. There's Fowler for three to answer, and he does. A.J. Fowler, and that's going to be it for the first half of play. And after 2 periods of play here, it's Jackson 33 and Lander 22. And we'll be back with our WyoToday.com halftime show after this.
Central Wyoming College now offers Bachelor of Applied Science degrees in Early Childhood Education and Organizational Management and Leadership, with an emphasis in outdoor education, tribal leadership, or business and entrepreneurial leadership. CWC offers 3 ways to learn: online, virtual, and in person. Learn, grow, lead, and advance at Central Wyoming College. CWC is leading the way with expanded programs in the Bachelor of Applied Science degrees.
At Teton Therapy, our people make the difference. You can live pain-free. The amazing staff at Teton Therapy can help in Lander and Riverton.
Hi, this is Terry Banker. I'm minister at New Hope Christian Church in Lander, Wyoming. We want to support the kids of this area academically, athletically, and spiritually. Our address is 630 Mount Hope Drive. Come to Sunday school at 9:30 and our worship service at 10:45.
The team at Lander Dental provides a wide range of services, including preventive, cosmetic, restorative, and reconstructive dentistry in a caring, comfortable setting. Lander Dental Group, 799 South 2nd Street in Lander.
Hi, I'm Tom from Fremont Therapy Group, and we're going to be talking about running analysis. Running analysis has 3 components to it. Obviously, you look at the running part. That's kind of the gait pattern, looking at how well they strike the ground. The next part looks at how strong they are, their legs, also how flexible they are. There's certain muscles that become tight the more you run. And then the last part, it's looking at how well you move. So you're looking at ways to help you reduce your chance of injury. Come on in, you're gonna love it. We'll get you on the treadmill and start the process.
Want access to local news, sports, events, and more? Download the WYO Today app. Now available on all platforms. Stream your favorite radio station, submit something to buy, sell, or trade for deals on the dial, or view contests and special coupons. Better yet, the WYO Today app is the best way to access free HD video of Fremont and Hot Springs County athletics. It's all at your fingertips. Head to your app store or visit WyoToday.com to download the WYO Today app now.
There are 2 ways to buy 4x4 gear: the expensive way and the smart way. The expensive way is when you buy a new truck or SUV and the dealer sells you the brush guard, the heavy-duty bumpers, the steps, lights, winch, you name it. He rolls it all in with your loan into your monthly payment. But here's the smart way. Shop at Wyoming 4x4, where you get expert advice from Dan, quality gear, professional installation, all for a whole lot less than you'd spend at a car dealer. Wyoming 4x4 on North Federal in Riverton. The smart way to roll.
Community Community Health Centers of Central Wyoming has locations across Fremont County ready to serve you at DuBois Medical Clinic, Riverton Community Health, and Lander Community Health Pediatrics. We accept all forms of insurance, including Medicaid and Medicare. Are you struggling to get medical care? Ask for their sliding fee scale. From family medicine to pediatrics, Community Health Centers are here to serve you. Call 307-463-7160 or visit chccw.org to schedule your appointment. High Plains Power is a Touchstone Energy Cooperative. What does that mean for you as a Rural Electric Association member? It all comes down to 7 principles: open membership, one voice, one vote, member benefits, independence, education, cooperation, and community. To understand how it all works, we're headed back in time. In 1879, electricity was in major cities, but rural areas were out of luck. In 1935, President FDR made it possible for companies to build power lines to unserved areas. By the time we hit 1941, some 400 electric co-ops had been organized to serve rural America, just like High Plains Power. For more information, visit highplainspower.org.
Okay, back again at halftime here at Jackson Hole High School in western Wyoming. Jackson Hole, the Bronx, 33. The Lander Valley Tigers, 22. I was just checking back in the scorebook, Josh, and at Lander there was a 15-point lead at halftime by Jackson. Here it's an 11-point lead, so the Tigers have improved by 4 points over the game last week in Lander here at half.
Yeah, they have improved, but unfortunately for the Tigers, they have always said, and they will continue to say, you live by the 3, you die by the 3, and Jackson has definitely living by the 3 in this contest. There's been a couple of outside shooters that have been just automatic no matter where they put it up. Most of them are going down, and Tigers are doing a good job initially in the first quarter where the shots were not going down. Jackson was not figuring out that 2-3 zone, but then as it continued in the first half, they gave more opportunities for Hannah down low, as well as Gavin Keelan, the 2 members of the Jackson team that are 6 foot plus. And unfortunately for the Tigers, they were not able to answer that offensive output against the Jackson 2-3 zone. And there towards the end, Tissot Gwynner was able to get a couple shots to fall. He's had a lot of great drives, a couple of open looks from the outside, but unfortunately just couldn't get the pumpkin through the cylinder. So hopefully with those couple made shots towards the end, seeing the ball go through the net, that'll help him mentally and be like, okay, I'm all right. I can still do this. I can get the ball into the hoop.
A.J. Fowler leading Jackson at halftime with 10 points. He has 2 of those trays. 6 points in the game by Andrew Hanna. 5 points by Gavin Keelan. 3 each by Carson Harland and Isaac Larson. And 5 points by Seb Bruner. 6 threes in the first half by the Jackson Bronx. They're 2 for 2 from the free throw line, and they committed 3 turnovers. For the Lander, leading scorer at halftime is Brennan Stauffenberg. He has 2 trays and 2 field goals for his 10 points. With 5 points in the game is Tissot Gwynner. He has 1 field goal. He's 3 for 4 from the free throw line. 2 points by Silas Wheeler, and 2 points by Caleb Wheeler. The Tigers are 3 for 4 from the free throw line. They've had 3 threes, not freeze, but threes. It is cold outside, but yeah. And they've had 9 turnovers. Jackson has had 3. The Bronx come into this game. They won last night at Pinedale, so they are now 2-3 on the season. The Tigers are 2-5, and most of those losses, all but 2 of them, came at the hands of Class 4A teams. So this was the strategy that you talked about with Coach Stu Mullins. They wanted to play some tougher pregame and get some tests to see where they need to make improvements for the regular conference season.
Yeah, no, not only are they looking for a way to go against stiffer competition going in a class up with 4A schools, but also logistics with COVID and not knowing how things are going to shake out, and then just looking at, gas prices and all those behind-the-scenes things you got to look at for how much you're budgeted and how much you can spend with travel and all that. They decided to go with the local tournament and expand that invitational tournament the first part of the year for both Riverton and Lander, and do that instead of making the long trip down to Cheyenne for the Taco John's Classic.
And by the way, you brought this up earlier at one of our timeouts. The price for fuel in Jackson is less than it is for Lander. How about that, folks?
Only at Maverick.
Only at one station,
Only
yeah.
at Maverick.
But it is less.
Yes, by about 3 cents a gallon.
By about 3 cents a gallon. So it's not always that high up here. Here's Gwyna taking some real long shots here before we go in for the third period of play. Coaches Stu Mullins, Derek Pyle, Drew Powell, and Brady Fullerton for the Lander Tigers. Managers are Bryce Denton and Cameron Yellowplume. Head coach for the Jackson Bronx, Hayden Hatfield. His assistant coaches, you'll recognize some of these names: Sean Shockley, Matt Elliott, and Jay Silver. Their managers are Ryan Lane and Jonah Baltus. And the athletic director, we thank for his cooperation in getting us all set up today, is Mike. Excuse me, Mike Hansen. Yeah, thank you very much. Okay, the Tigers will have the ball as we start the second half of play here at Jackson Hole High School, and it's going to be Gwyna that has the basketball first for the Tigers. Off to Ayers. Ayers underneath to Tanner Bird. His shot is not good. Rebounded by Larson. Larson brings it all the way down, stops, hands it off to the big guy, Keelan. His shot's not good. Stauffenberg down for the rebound for the Lander Tigers. Stauffenberg has it on the far side, off to Gwyna. Gwyna on top at the free throw line, dribbling the basketball. Almost lost the handle on it that time. He comes down with the ball now, goes to the right wing, drives the basket, can't shoot, blocked out there to Bird. Bird at the free throw line on the far side to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg drives it here, gives it off to Gwyna. Gwyna is fouled, and first foul of the afternoon, and that'll be the second foul on Isaac Larson.
And the first one they've called that could either have been called a charge or a blocking foul. Tigers get the call to their favor with the blocking fouls. Looks like he shifted his feet the last second, or maybe he was acting a little bit.
Okay, here's Tanner Bird on the far side outside. Moves it to the right wing now for the Tigers. Hands it off to Gwyna. Gwyna lost the basketball. Picks it back up, does some fancy dribbling, drives the baseline underneath, all alone. Calum, as his shot is blocked. Oh, holy cow. Andrew Hanna gets his second block of the game.
That was great vision by Tisso Gwyna. Unfortunately, Wheeler wasn't quite ready for it. Bobbled it just a little bit, and just that little hesitation was enough to have Hanna come over from the weak side and block that shot attempt.
Larson into the forecourt to Hanna underneath. Keelan for two. He now has 7. That was pretty good on the fast break that time. Just the 3 quick passes and they had the score. Here's Ayers for the Tigers in the middle of the lane. Puts the shot up, blocked again. Boy, those block shot, that was Keelan, and that's his second block of the game. 4 blocks already in the game, Josh.
Gavin Keelan and Andrew Hanna, the two that are listed at 6'5" and 6'7". The Tigers are doing a good job this weekend getting some pressure inside, but unfortunately they're just standing there on the low block, coming on the weak side, stepping in at the last second and blocking those shots.
Here's Gwyna on top of the arc, moves to the left-hand side to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg midway between the 2 lines, back to Gwyna. Gwyna drives into the lane at the free throw line, can't shoot, underneath, threw it away, was trying to hit Calum Wheeler. And a timeout called, and we'll be back. Jackson 35, Lander 22.
I'm Bo Clark, coach of the University of Wyoming rodeo team, reminding you that putting on a seatbelt doesn't take 8 seconds and it can save your life.
Go folks, buckle up.
Well, we have 5:57 left, 3 ticks under 6 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Jackson with a 13-point lead over Lander, and they've got the ball in the backcourt. The big guy, Keelan, brings it in. Sam Bruner over to Larson. Larson back to Bruner in the forecourt now. Bruner drives in underneath. Oh, Hanna all alone. Missed the shot, gets his own rebound, and draws the foul.
Great cut by Hanna. Tigers had nobody set defensively inside the lane. He just makes one quick step, good pass, puts it up. Unfortunately, it rimmed in and out. Does get his own rebound. Second attempt, he draws the foul on Stauffenberg for his second. He'll go to line for 2.
His first shot at the line is not good. He'll get one more. 5:43 to go here in the third period. Second shot in the air is in and out, not good. Rebounded by Caleb Weaver. It bounces off of Stauffenberg, who wasn't ready for it. And the ball's knocked away by Tisso Gwinna. A nice steal in the lane, puts up the shot and in. Nice move by Tisso Gwinna.
Tisso Gwinna had the ball. Nice little Euro step to his left, puts it up and in. Looks like the Jackson player was trying to draw the foul by going down to the court. Ref saw that there's not that much contact. Gwinna gets 2.
Whistle and a 10-second violation as Jackson didn't get it out of the backcourt in time. Good defense by the Tigers. 5:15 to go, period 3. 11-point lead, 35-24. Stauffenberg on top of the key, off to Wheeler. Wheeler to Stauffenberg. He almost mishandled that ball to Gwinna on top. Far side to Ayers. Donahue to Ayers. To Gwinna. Holding the ball in the middle, it goes to Donahue. Back underneath to Wheeler. Outside Stauffenberg. Trying to get a shot here. Underneath, Donahue now on the baseline. Drives the line and is fouled. Nice drive by Donahue, and the personal foul called against Abe Fowler, his first. And Wheeler comes out of the game, and Wheeler comes in. So Silas is in now. Here's the inbounds pass. Goes to Gwinna for 3. Yes!
There you go.
Tisso Gwinna for 3, and it's single point now, single digits, 8-point lead by Jackson Hole. Bring it into the forecourt. Fowler has it over on the near side. There's a shot, up, off, not good. Lander with the rebound, it's Gwinna. 2-on-2 break, Gwinna underneath, lays it up and in. Tisso Gwinna, what a drive by the 5'7" senior.
That's all he needed, those 2 shots to go in the first half, and Tisso's feeling hot. He's got 7 points here in the second half.
Underneath, there's almost a travel. Shot by Bruner is up, not good, and a foul on Jackson under the basket. 3:56 to go, third period, and the foul's going to go against Gavin Keelan. And that is the third personal against Jackson. Lander has won this half, 35-29. Tisso Gwinna brings it down the court for Lander, off to Ayers, whistle, and a travel. Turnover Lander, their 11th turnover of the game.
Another one of those where Ayers saw what he wanted to do, but unfortunately his feet started faster than his hand did with the ball to dribble it. And it's just a couple times where you know what you want to do, but unfortunately the connection between your brain and your feet were a little bit faster.
Down court in the corner, Fowler for 3. No, it's not good. Silas with the rebound, knocked away from him, picked up by Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg to Gwinna on top of the arc to Ayers. Ayers across the key now. Tries to back his way in. Does. Off the glass and in. Nice by Carter Ayers. And it is a 4-point game, 35-31.
He had Andrew Hanna defending him. Hanna went along the weak side as he turned around. and he saw that, went scoop up and in. Just great move underneath for the 2 points.
Fowler off to Keelan for 3. His answer, no. Rebounded by Gwinna. Tigers can get it even closer if they come down now. Here's Stauffenberg for 3. Yes! Stauffenberg for 3, and it's a 1-point game. 35-34. The Tigers really doing well here.
Tigers red hot on offense here in the second half for sure, cutting that lead down to 1 point.
Bruner off to Fowler for 3. He answers. A.J. Fowler with his 3rd tray of the game, and it's 38-34. There's Brennan Stauffenberg. Tried a little bit too fast that time. Shot was short, 2:25 to go. Tigers got it down to 1 point here a minute ago. Now it's up to 4. 38-34. Larson on the far side, almost traveled. On the far side, in the corner, Keelan with it, falls down, and a blocking foul against the Tigers on the floor against Stauffenberg, I believe.
Stauffenberg was set up, and he had the right position, but Keelan decided to make the crow hop to his left, and that made Stauffenberg kind of shift his hips and lean into it. That's why it was a block and not a charge.
3rd personal foul on Stauffenberg. Larson has it for Jackson with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd. In the middle, Keelan underneath to Hanna, knocked out of bounds, Landers ball.
They're doing a good job. Tigers on defense down on the post. They're almost doing like a free safety lurk in football where you kind of just stay in the area but make it look like the person's open. And then when the ball comes over, crash down in on them. And it's worked several times with that weak side help and the double team down low against the 2 tall players for Jackson.
Abe Lopez in for Brennan Stauffenberg. Tigers have it. There's Donahue to Silas Weaver. Hey, makes a 360 move, throws it out to Gwinna. Gwinna on the far side outside to Lopez. Lopez drives in the lane, puts up the shot. No, too strong. Off the glass and rebounded by Larson for Jackson with 1:29 to go. Down court, Keelan has it. There's Bruner. Back to Keelan. Near side, Larson. In the corner, Fowler for 3. No, it's an air ball. Rebounded by Lopez. He pulled it out of the air. Down to Gwinna now. Whistle, timeout called by Stu Mullins. 38-34 Jackson. We'll be back after this.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. John Shade, your Lander Edward Jones financial advisor, understands this. That's why John Shade is a proud sponsor of Lander Tigers basketball on KFCW. For all of your investment needs, call John Shade at 335-7722 or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Your car or truck is an investment. When it needs repairs, you need someone you can trust to do the job right. Take it to Gunners Automotive. They repair all makes and models of cars and trucks, from oil changes to brakes, tires, and more. Gunners Automotive, 856-2288.
Minute 11 to go here, period number 3. It's a 4-point lead by Jackson. Lander has outscored Jackson in this quarter 12-5. And the Tigers will have the ball.
And the Cowgirls beat the Lady Falcons 57-54.
Well, very good for Coach Mattinson, Gerald Mattinson, and the Lady Cowgirls, or the Cowgirls, I should say. Here's Lopez. Lopez on the far side launches a 3 that's partially blocked, and we have a foul on Silas Weaver over the back. And for Silas, that is his first personal foul.
You know, I love the tenacity and the engine that Abe Lopez has. I've seen it in the JV games as well as these ones. Unfortunately, sometimes it's a little too much. He makes too many moves and he goes a little too fast instead of just taking that extra second to find the open man.
Here's Larson underneath the Hanna, off the glass for 2. Well, good passing that time by the Bronx. Hanna now with 8 points in the game. It's 40-34, a 6-point lead. Here's Donahue in the corner to Weaver. Over to Ayers. Ayers, baseline to Lopez. Lopez drives in, off the glass, and 1.
There you go. Just you know, like I said, you talk about it and it goes in your, well, I guess it's a curse normally, but this time Abe Lopez took that extra second, saw the defender closing out, goes with the shot fake on the perimeter, brings it down, goes inside for the open look inside along the baseline, gets the basket, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line for the traditional three-point play.
Shot is in the air, and it bounces off, not good. High for the rebound is Keelan. It's 40-36. 4-point lead by Class 4A Jackson over Class 3A Lander. Underneath the basket, Hannah off and in. Well, defense collapsed that time, and Hannah got a real easy two.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I don't know if Donahue was pushed or he just lost his footing, but he fell down same time that Hannah got the ball.
Here's Silas off to Donahue for the shot at the end of the period, not good. And after three, Lander 36 and Jackson 42, a 6-point lead. And we'll be back with our final 8 minutes after this.
In any sport, athletes face the chance of sustaining an injury. According to the Athletic Training Association, 90% of student athletes reported some sort of sports-related injury. What's more is 54% report playing while injured. For various reasons, sports-related injuries are increasingly leaving our youth at risk of exposure to opioid-based pain medication. Fremont WhenTheGameSlowsDown.com is here to help navigate monitoring medication, social support, and suggestions on what to do when the game slows down. Brought to you by Fremont County Prevention Program.
Ever wonder why so many babies are delivered at Hot Springs Health in Thermopolis? Could it be the exceptional prenatal care offered by our providers? Or our convenient family practice clinics located in Thermopolis, Worland, Basin, Shoshone, and Riverton. Maybe it's our new OB suites with large jetted tub, or maybe it's the place where you know you can find all of this and more.
Well, a 6-point lead by Jackson as we go into the final period of play. Lander outscored the Bronx 14-9 in that period to cut the lead. They trailed by 1 at one point, and then Jackson is pulled back out again to a 6-point lead. Here's Bruner. Bruner on top of the arc, looking for someone to throw it to. Finds Fowler on the outside. Back to Bruner, back to Fowler. Fowler, in the middle it goes to Keelan, to Bruner for three. It's off, not good. Rebounded by Lander. Nice touch there by Stauffenberg off to McClung, and the Tigers get the ball. McClung has it now at the free throw line. Stop, shoots, it's too long, not good. Rebound by Hannah. And here comes Jackson. It's Bruner all the way down, cross and in. Seb Bruner, coast to coast, 44-36, back out to an 8-point lead now. Here we go, Ayers gives it off to Stauffenberg, who's open for a second in the corner to Gwinna. Gwinna on the far side outside, drives in the baseline, puts the shot up, it's too strong. And the rebound goes to Larson for Jackson, and a foul is going to be called on Kyson McClung. A blocking foul there as he was trying for the basketball.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to go with the Jackson player that had the ball. They're both going the same way. And there's just a little knocking of knees. Jackson gets the benefit of the call with the foul.
And Donahue comes back in for the Tigers. McClung goes out. Here's Larson just outside the arc on the near side. Over to Bruner for three. It's short. Rebounded by Stauffenberg. And quickly we go the other way. Underneath the basket, Donahue off the glass and in. No! He get his own rebound. Shot's blocked. Oh, what a block. That is the fourth block by Hannah, by Keelan in the game. Well, that was two shots for the Tigers. Didn't get them.
Yeah, that was just a great move by Donahue. The defender over-pursued. Donahue put up the shot fake, brings it back down, puts up the easy layup, and unfortunately, it's just a little bit short and rimmed out.
Okay, here we go. There's Stauffenberg off to Gwinna. Gwinna on the near side. Makes a few moves. Goes over to Donahue in the corner. Ayers. Back to Donahue. Drives the lane and is blocked out. No foul. And Lander will have the ball out of bounds.
That's back-to-back blocks for Gavin Keelan, using that long frame and that long reach.
5 blocks in the game by Keelan. Here's Lopez. Lopez on the baseline. Oh! And we have a blocking foul called. That goes against Hannah, his first.
Jackson's bench was not happy about that one. It looked like he had the positioning, but as Lopez drove inside, he shifted his weight, and so did the defender. If your feet are set, but you're leaning in to draw that contact, you will get called for a block 99% of the time.
Lopez misses the free throw, almost missed the rim, hit the right side and bounced away. Here's the next shot. This one, no, not good. Keelan high for the rebound, 44-36. 8-point lead by the Bronx with 6 minutes to go in the game. There's Bruner. His shot's not good. Rebounded by the Tigers. Ayers off to Stauffenberg. Down we come this way, left to right. Over to Gwinna. Gwinna on top of the key, just under the timeline to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg tries to clear a little space off to Gwinna, and a travel called. 12th turnover by the Tigers.
And a lot of them are where they're wanting to, they make the decision that they want to drive inside, but unfortunately they get their feet moving before the ball gets moving, and it's there's going to be a turnover forced by Donahue as he gets a steal. It then goes off his leg out of bounds, so it'll be another turnover for the Tigers.
Tigers now with, 14 turnovers in the game. And we're down to 5.5 minutes to go. Here comes Jackson, still in the backcourt. And they finally get it across the timeline. Bruner has it on top of the key. Near side, Larson in the corner. Fowler for 3. Fowler, that's his fourth three, or his fourth tray of the game, and it's 47-36. Jackson back out to an 11-point lead. Here's Tissot Gwinna underneath. Donahue for 3. No, not good. Rebound by Hannah. Hannah doesn't have to call the ladder. He is one.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Here's Larson into the forecourt. In the corner, there's Fowler for 3 again. Holy Moses. His 5th 3 of the game, 50-46. And we have a timeout called by Stu Mullins, the Lander Tigers. Tigers had the ball game within 1 point here just about 3 minutes ago, and now it's 14.
Yeah, they brought it down. They had a great 12-5 run there to start the third quarter. Got it down to 1 point. Jackson made a couple threes to answer the threes that the Tigers made to end that third quarter. And now in the fourth quarter, it's been all Jackson. It's been all A.J. Fowler. He has 5 3-pointers, and he leads all scorers in this contest with 20 points, and he's only got 1 personal foul. Right now on the floor for the Tigers, you have Ayers, Donahue, you've got Tissot Gwinna, and Silas Wheeler, and Abe Lopez. Abe Lopez has 2 fouls. Donahue has 3. For Jackson on the floor, we have Seb Bruner with 1 foul, A.J. Fowler with 1 foul, Isaac Larson has 3. Andrew Hanna and Gavin Keelan each have 1 foul. And so far, I mean, as far as fouls goes, it's been a pretty clean game. I'm not sure either team got in the bonus in the first half. And so far in the second half, Jackson has 5 team fouls. Lander has 4. So there's been a lot of turnovers, a lot of unforced errors, but not a lot of fouls, and consequently not a lot of free throws attempted in this contest.
Tissot Gwinna will have it out of bounds for the Tigers. Inbounds to Silas Wheeler, who's come into the game. Ball's knocked away by Bruner, and a foul is going to be called on Ayers.
Which number 2? Yep, Ayers.
Yep, it's Ayers, his first. Ball was knocked away, and Ayers was trying to keep the ball, and Jackson came in there, Bruner, and drew the foul. So here's Fowler on the outside to Larson. Back to Fowler in the corner where he's hit 2 consecutive threes. In the middle, ooh, there's almost a travel underneath Hanna for 2.
Guys, it's great give and go from one perimeter player to the other. Then they saw Hanna down low, open on the low block, easy 2.
There's Ayers underneath the basket, points it out to Stauffenberg. Stauffenberg can't shoot. On top to Silas Wheeler, who drives it and scores. Silas Wheeler for 2.
Great extra pass. Tigers had pretty much the same game plan. Work it around the perimeter. Silas Wheeler saw the opening on the far side in the key, drives it down the lane, puts it in for 2.
52-38, 14-point lead again. Almost another travel by Larson. On top to Bruner. Bruner on the near side to Larson in the corner. Keelan for 3, no. Rebound Jackson underneath the basket, kicks it out to Larson. He thought about the 3, but traveled instead. Turnover Jackson.
Yeah, there's been a lot of slipping and a lot of people sliding after their gather. I don't know if it's something that there may be some dust or something on the court, or maybe their shoes are getting wet. I don't know what's going on, but I've seen players from both teams sliding a lot, causing a lot of those travel violations.
Gueno in the corner on the left wing, on top to Bird. Bird back to Guena. Guena drives toward the paint, off to Silas Wheeler. Over to Stauffenberg in the corner. Tanner Bird puts up one from 7. It rolls across the basket, doesn't drop in. Hanna for the rebound for Jackson. 3 minutes to go. Well, the Tigers playing a lot better against this Class 4A team than they did in Lander. Well, I think having Stauffenberg back helps a little bit. Guena almost knocked it away. Underneath, there's Hanna. He throws it away.
There's another slide inside for Jackson.
Yep.
Bruner went inside, went for the gather, and slid, and luckily he was giving the ball away at the same time, and he didn't get called for a travel.
2:50 to go in the game. Guena brings it down for the Lander Tigers off to Tanner Bird. Bird on the right wing has the ball high above his head to the left side. Guena for 3. No, not good. Rebounded by Larson for Jackson. We go the other way, still in the backcourt against Guena. Finally gets it away to Bruner inside the forecourt. Bruner stops. Over. Oh, we almost have an over and back, and we have a timeout.
That was a good save. That was good thinking there by a Jackson player. He saw he was right there at the timeline, and he jumped up before he got contact with the ball to prevent there being an over and back call on that.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Welcome back to Jackson High School. Josh Henninger, Ernie over with you here in the call between the Jackson Bronx and the Lander Tigers. It is the last non-conference game for the Tigers as they will travel up to Powell next weekend to play the Powell Panthers for their first 3A conference matchup of the season.
Here's Larson underneath to Hanna. Hanna is fouled by Guena.
Yeah, it looks like it was Stauffenberg that got the foul on that one.
Stauffenberg.
He was trying to come from the weak side and tied the ball up, but right as he put his hand out, Hanna rotated, so Stauffenberg grabbed his arm, and that's his 4th personal.
Okay, on top, here's Keelan. Keelan makes it. Oh, he traveled.
Yep, there you go. That one wasn't a slip. That was just too many steps.
That was just too many steps. 2 minutes, 8 seconds to go. It's a 14-point lead for Jackson Hole High School. Here comes Tissot Guena. Tigers had narrowed it down to 1 point here earlier in the quarter, but Jackson's height has turned around. Foul as Guena goes to the basket. And it'll be on Hanna, I think. Yeah, it's going to be on Hanna, and that is only the 2nd foul on Hanna.
Yeah, that's the thing, too. These two Jackson tall players, they play a lot of post, they play a lot of defense, and they draw a lot of contact and down by the basket, but they've done it very, very clean. Between the two of them, there's only 3 personal fouls. So one thing you want to do for upcoming teams against this Jackson team, you want to put those 2 in foul trouble early so they lose that height advantage.
Guena gets 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and it's 52-39. Jackson with under 2 minutes to go now. Here's Bruner, brings it down on the far side outside, drives the lane, puts up a shot, and draws the foul. Foul on the floor before the shot. That'll be the 7th team foul against Lander, and that goes against Silas Wheeler. And going to the line now is Seb Bruner, his first trip to the free throw line today. He has 7 points, now 8.
Leading scorer in the contest is the Jackson Bronx player, A.J. Fowler, with those 5 made threes. He has 20 points. Next scorers in the contest, it's a tie between Tissot Gwynna and Brendan Soffenberg with 13 points apiece.
And both free throws are in by Bruner, 54-39, a minute 47 to go in the game. And we have some substitutions. Sam Scott coming in for the Jackson Hole Bronx. Now Lander has it. Donahue over to Stauffenberg underneath the Gwynna. He lays it up and it rolls around and falls through. Tissot Gwynna with 15.
That was a great recovery by Stauffenberg with the off-balance pass. Saw Gwynna leaking on the weak side, and Tissot goes in from the low block, puts it up and in with a little friendly roll to get the 2.
There's Bruner. His shot's not good. Rebound by Hanna and the putback. He has 14. There's a steal on the far side. Whistle, and we have a timeout.
Yeah, it looks like a timeout taken by Jackson.
Okay, we have a full timeout by Jackson. 52-41, a minute 11 to go in this game.
From the wide open spaces to the canyon near you, Wyoming.com is reaching more homes and businesses than ever before. For more than 25 years, we've aimed to provide the best internet and phone service to meet the needs of our customers all across the great state of Wyoming. Now it's getting even better. Wyoming.com, expanding to an area near you. Wyoming.com. We're out there.
From one corner of the state to the other, over 82% of Wyomingites wear their seatbelts. And to the 18% who don't, we say, let's buckle up for life, Wyoming.
1 minute, 11 seconds remaining in the game. 56-41, safely in the hands of the Jackson Hole Bronx. But the Tigers gave it the old college try today. They cut the lead to 1 point here earlier in the quarter, and then Jackson pulled away.
You know, just like Stu Mullins was saying in the interview in the pregame show, all you need is just a couple percentage points better for shooting. As Fowler makes his 6th three-pointer, for 23 points, leading all scorers in the game. And the Tigers have done better with the offensive shooting, as well as being able to stop those 2 tall guys in of the Jackson players as Tigers throw the ball away for another turnover. It'll be Jackson Bronx ball, just under a minute left here.
16th turnover for the Tigers, not a bad job. They average 21 turnovers a game. And a foul going to be called against the Tigers trying to get the ball back, and we'll go shoot free throws at the other end, the 8th foul of the game. And that was Tissot Gwynna who picked up the foul, his first of the game. So at the line is Seb Bruner. He's 2 for 2 from the line, has 9 points. He can hit double figures with this free throw here. New player coming in is Bereze. Or Bereze, I'm not sure how that's pronounced. Shot is up, and it's nothing but nylon. It's good. He has 10 points in the game, and it's 60-41. Boy, it's amazing how fast Jackson jumped back out into the lead, Josh.
Yeah, and all it takes is just a couple of outside shots going in as Andrew Hanna comes out of the game and gets a great reception from the Jackson crowd. And that's all it took. A couple of empty possessions for the Tigers and a couple of made threes for Jackson. That's how that lead went from 1 point in the third quarter to now 20 points as we get towards the end of the game.
Coming in is Bryce Denton for the Lander Tigers. Coming out is Silas Wheeler. And we have Tanner Bird back in there now. Gwynna with 43 seconds to go, directing traffic, goes on the far side, can't shoot. gives it off over to Denton. Shots up and good by Denton. He gets the 3 ball on his first shot of the game. And we have a travel on the other side, 63-44. And Lander will have the ball with 25 ticks to go. Here's Gwynna. Much better game for Lander today, as you've said, Josh. Gwynna on top of the key. There's another one, up, off, not good. Rebound goes out of bounds. It'll be Lander's ball with 12 seconds to go. Bryce Denton was trying to hit another one there.
6-foot senior, he has a little bit of an awkward release, but when it's on target, he can make 3-pointers.
10 seconds to go. Here's Gwynna in the corner. Denton can't shoot. Working the ball around to Gwynna, back to Denton. Denton fires one from the corner, and he got it! Bryce Denton comes into the game in the last minute and hits 2 threes. And our final score, the Jackson Bronx 63 and the Lander Tigers 47. And we'll see if Stu Mullins is going to come up here and talk to us. We'll hold it here because we'll do a fast job on the recap today. 2 points in the game by Carter Ayers. We have 12, 14, 15 points by Tisso Gwynna. We have 6 points by Bryce Denton. We have 4 points by Silas Weaver. 13 points in the game by Brennan Stauffenberg. 5 by Abe Lopez and 2 by Calum Wheeler. On the other side of the coin, let's see, we've got 11 points for Seb Bruner, 10, 13. Oh, here's the coach right now. We'll go to him right now. All right. Much different game this week than last week, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you got the ball down, or the game down to 1 point midway through the 4th period of play.
Yep.
Before those big Sequoia Forests took over again.
Yeah. Well, and 5, a freshman. How many threes do you have? 8?
He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. Okay.
Fowler,
You know, as you could see, you know, we tried to have a point of emphasis to really not allow it to go inside like it did last week. And you know, our shot chart at halftime was exactly what we wanted it to be. I mean, it flipped from last week where, you know, 21 had, you know, 20 points at halftime or whatever, and this week, you know, they had about 4 buckets, 5 buckets inside, and that was it. So we were going to live with that, right? I mean, you got to play the percentages at some point, and then tonight they just hit, and you know, we weren't in great position and all of the time, but yeah, heck yeah. I mean, we got it to 1 and had all the momentum, but it takes a lot to climb that mountain, right? And it's a whole nother thing to finish the thing, and so I was extremely proud of them just to fight back into it.
Well, the Tigers had good outside shooting themselves. You had 7 threes in the game.
Nice. Yep. Yeah, you know, I think we can stick with teams, especially at our level, if we're able to knock down shots like we did tonight. And, you know, there's not going to be a 21 and a 24 standing right there blocking all our shots when we do go hard to the paint. I was proud of them for continuing to attack the shot blocker. You don't avoid them. You know, we could have been smarter maybe using a pump fake and trying to draw fouls, but they're so long that it's difficult to do that. So we learned some things tonight, and I think we have a much better taste in our mouth leaving this one than we did last week.
Yeah, Tisso had a few great moves, undercut those big Forest players and got some really nice baskets tonight. Donahue had some really good moves as well.
Yeah, I thought they just came back. They responded, like I wanted them to, and we just couldn't sustain long enough, and they hit some threes, and that was the story. But yeah, you know, back to conference. I mean, that's everything that we've done up to this point has prepared us for getting ready for Powell next week, and that's a huge one.
Well, we talked about this earlier in the season. You can play a Powder Puff schedule and not be ready for conference, or you can go up and play Class 4A teams and get some real energy out on the court.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there's I think two theories or thoughts on that, and I'm definitely in this one. And I think that it prepares us, and to be the best, you got to play the best. And like I said, the very first game, it forces you to do things well and take really good shots, and they don't make mistakes, and they don't have players to hide, like you'll see in sometimes in 3A, and so. Yeah, I think we'll put this one back in perspective just like we do every game, and come back to work. I'm excited.
Yeah, Brennan had a good game for not playing and not practicing for a while. He was out with a little sickness there for a while.
Yeah, it was great having him back just for an extra body and, boxing out, and he did a really good job just peeling off those guys. I mean, not only are they big, but they're strong, and that's difficult when you don't have somebody like we've had the last few years. We don't have a Mason Kronk or a Niehi Black or guys like that, where it's just a given you can rebound against anybody, and so we're learning.
This was a pretty clean played basketball game. We didn't have that many fouls.
Oh yeah, and that's always our goal. We don't want to be in the bonus, and especially against a team like this where it's hard enough anyways to try to defend everything that they do, and they go inside and then go outside, and so we've got to make sure that we don't. We had some travel that killed our momentums. Travels that killed our momentum, and we work on that every day in practice, making sure we have clean catches and we're attacking downhill, and that really hurt, because we probably had 4 or 5 of those where, we've probably beat our guy to the rim and they call it back for a travel, and those are game-changing plays, and
those are empty possessions.
Absolutely. Yeah, you just shoot yourself in the foot.
What do you know about the Powell Panthers?
Good. They're young. They're all pretty much sophomores. They've competed with some teams. They lost to Buffalo by 1. They lost to Rollins by 1 in overtime. And then they have some results kind of like us where, maybe they got thumped on a little bit, but it's going to be a very good game. Once we enter conference, every game is going to be a very good game. Our whole goal is, to make sure we're playing well in a few weeks. But, next week's a big one.
Yeah, it is. And you'll be playing on the floor where the district tournament will be held later this year.
Yep. So we can't take anything for granted. We can't come into any game sluggish, and we know that if we're going to be able to punch our way to state, because it's awfully difficult.
Coach, last game we talked about the problem in the second quarter. First game, they outscored you 19-7. And in this game, it was just a 4-point bulge, 17-13.
Hey,
you had much improvement on the second quarter.
We talked about it all week in practice. We kind of broke each segment down into quarters, and I would just yell it out. We're in the first quarter right now. What does that mean? Second quarter, what does that mean? And you can't have a droop. And we talked about that a lot. We saw it on film where, they might make a run at us and we might turn the ball over, and then you'd see heads down, and that's just blood in the water for a good team. And so today they picked each other up, and we came to halftime. I said, there's nothing that we're really changing other than we just need to make sure we're shading on shooters and, getting there quicker. And offensively, it's difficult, but we've just got to make the ball can't stop, and we got to get to the rim and kick and make one more pass, and we did a good job a lot of the time. And sometimes you just got to knock more shots down.
Yeah, well, that's the key, take that cover off of the rim, to make sure. Yeah, you had a really close ones too.
Yep.
Some just rolled across the rim, and others hit the glass and bounced off. But you actually outscored Jackson 14-9 in that third quarter. That was when the big Mo hit the floor.
They did a good job of not calling timeout, because that could have pushed us over the top. I had to call timeout just because our kids were so tired, to get there, hopefully we'll learn from that, and now you can finish it off.
Yeah. Lander Valley High School head basketball coach Stu Mullins. Thank you, Coach. Have a good week. Stay healthy.
Awesome.
And we'll see you up in Pantherville here in another week.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
All right, you betcha. Lander coach Stu Mullins joining us on the post-game show here tonight from Jackson Hole High School. And as I was saying, we had A.J. Fowler had 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20, 22 points in the game to lead all scorers. Carson Harland had 3. Isaac Larson had 3. 14 points for Andrew Hanna, the big guy in the center. Gavin Keelan had a total of 7 points in the game, and 11 points for Seb Bruner. And that was the scoring. We had 2 block shots by Andrew Hanna, and we had 5 block shots by Keelan. And that makes a heck of a difference, Josh, when you're trying to get things going. For the Lander Tigers, 15 points by Tisso Gwynna, 13 points by Brennan Stauffenberg, the only 2 players in double figures for the Tigers. 6 points by Bryce Denton. And Bryce came in with just over a minute to go, and he drained 2 threes.
Yeah, I'll have to ask Coach Mullins what the story is with Denton, but you wouldn't think with the celebration that the Tigers had when they made that buzzer beater at the end of the game that they lost the game by nearly 20 points with everybody in the Lander section on the visitor side jumping up and down, everybody on the bench jumping up and down. I know he's a senior this year, so I don't know if he's just one of those kids that's been on the team, kind of that grinder, that guy that's kind of been bouncing back and forth between JV and varsity. He's not quite, doesn't have quite the skills to go on the varsity, but he's that kid that, he's that behind-the-scenes drive, that force for the team, that guy that keeps them up and keeps the momentum and motivation and the overall vibes just positive.
Yeah, and that's a great motivator for the Tigers as they'll hit the road next weekend at Powell. Other scores for the Tigers, we had Abe Lopez had 5 points, 4 points by Silas Weaver, 2 points by Calum Wheeler, 2 points by Carter Ayers. So the point leader tonight, Tisso Gwynna, with a total of 15. And next, Brennan Stauffenberg with 13. What do you think, players of the game? We don't have anything to give them, but we can still name a player of the game.
Oh, well, I mean, for Jackson, I mean, it's gonna be a tie between A.J. Fowler and Hannah with all those blocks inside. They did a pretty good job with that. For the Tigers, I'd say it was definitely Tisso Gwynna. He was leading scorer. He had good pressures on the defensive side, as well as just good passes, good vision. I know there was a lot of shots that didn't fall for him, but that tenacity and that offensive attack that everybody's saying, like, he needs to drive the ball more, he needs to go in and score more, which is what, we want him to do. But those would definitely be the players of the game. And our next broadcast, looking at the schedule, we will be, weather depending, of course, be Friday, January 21st in Powell. Looks like the girls' game is at 5 o'clock. Boys will be at 6:30. Time depending on if there's delays and or games go longer. But that'll be about where we're at. We'll be on the air about 15 minutes before, so 4:45 we'll have your Bailey Tire and Auto pregame show. But that will be it for us. We're going to go ahead and make the trip over Togety Pass and enjoy the rest of our weekend. So we want to thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to do this for WYO Today Media and as well on KFCW. For Ernie Over, I am Josh Hendry. Everybody have a safe and glorious weekend. We will see you next weekend in Powell. Have a good night.